outstanding service, and a dedicated team. Visit their website, heartlandford.com, or stop by the dealership located next to Pizza Hut in Heber Springs.
IV Physical Therapy provides outpatient services for a variety of conditions. IV Physical Therapy offers cutting-edge treatments including blood flow restriction therapy, dry needling, and treatments for neuropathy. At IV Physical Therapy, the staff goes above and beyond by providing compassionate care to provide their patients quality of life. When choosing your physical or speech therapy services, choose IV Physical Therapy located on South 7th in Heber Springs.
Now to Class 4A, where the top two remain the same. It's Dardanelle and Elkins. Number 3 is Nashville. Then it's Arkadelphia up a spot after beating Fountain Lake. Southside up to number 5 after beating Jonesboro West Side. Hamburg checks in at number 6 after the Lions just beat Warren in a shootout. There are those Warren Lumberjacks checking in at number 7, dropping 4 spots after losing that game. Stuttgart stays at number 8 after beating DeWitt. Clinton loses to Dardanelle last week, but the Yellow Jackets jumped 2 spots, gained a lot of respect, and they enter the rankings at number 9. Then Bauxite at number 10 after losing a close one last week at Nashville. And here are this week's picks in the 1-4A. Number 2 Elkins favored at Prairie Grove. Gravett picked to beat Berryville, Gentry over Huntsville, and Lincoln over Green Forest. In the 2-4A, Mills favored at Riverview, Lone Oak over CAC, Forest City picked at Bald Knob, and Heber Springs at Hall Steam Academy. In the 3-4A, a couple of big ones here. Southside favored over Highland and Gosnell, the pick over Blytheville in a big battle in Mississippi County. Pocahontas favored at Truman. In the 4-4A, number 1 Dardanelle favored at Lamar, Clinton big over Dover. Ozark favored over Pottsville. Mena picked over Waldron. This is a big-time rivalry game. In the 7-4A, number 3 Nashville favored over Ashdown in another rivalry game. Number 4 Arkadelphia picked at Harmony Grove Haskell. Number 10 Bauxite is an underdog at Malvern. This could be a really good game, and Fountain Lake picked over Genoa Central. Now to Southeast Arkansas. Number 6 Hamburg favored at Crossett in the Battle of Ashley County. Number 7 Warren picked over Star City. Number 8 Stuttgart should get past Monticello, and DeWitt favored over Helena. Now to Class 3A, the top 10 stay the same as a week ago. It's Salem, Fordyce, Mansfield. All 3 of those teams have a perfect 6-0 record. Rivercrest checks in at number 4. Then it's Bismarck, Charleston, Boonville at 7, Glenrose at 8, Dumas at 9, and Smackover rounds out the top 10. Now to the 1-3A, where number 3 Mansfield is picked over Cedarville. Number 6 Charleston should get past Lavaca. Number 7 Boonville picked at West Fork, and Greenland favored over Hackett. In the 2-3A, a big one here. Number 11 Mayflower favored at home over number 13 Quitman. Adkins is the pick over Melbourne. Salem favored big over Yellville Summit. And Mountain View picked to go on the road and get the victory at Episcopal. In the 3-3A, a big game. Walnut Ridge picked at home in a mild upset over Rivercrest. Newport favored over Manila. Hoxie picked at Piggott, and Osceola favored at Harrisburg. In the 4-3A, number 8 Glenrose, big over Perryville. Paris picked over Jesseville. Magnet Cove over Danville, and Cutter Morning Star is favored over Two Rivers. In the 7-3A, number 5 Bismarck is picked over Harmony Grove of Ouachita County. Number 10 Smackover favored big at Horatio. Prescott's the pick at Parker's Chapel, and Centerpoint favored over Fout. Now to the 8-3A, where number 2 Fordyce favored at Lake Village. Number 9 Dumas favored at Palestine Wheatley. McGee favored at Barton, and Risen favored at Drew Central. And into Class 2A, our top 3 remain the same. It's East Poinsett County, Junction City, Mount Ida. Those teams have been 1, 2, 3 for the past month. Hector jumps up 2 spots to number 4 after beating Mountainburg. The Wildcats have a monster game this week. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Hampton up 2 spots to number 5 after upsetting Carlisle last week. There are the Bison. They check in at number 6, down 2 spots. Also down 2 spots, it's Cross County at number 7 after losing a heartbreaker to EPC. Earl is number 8, followed by Poen at 9, and Bearden rounds out the top 10. And here are the picks. We said that big game in the 1-3A, number 4 Hector at number 3 Mount Ida. This game's for the conference championship and home field advantage till at least the semifinals. Hootens.com picks Mount Ida. Bigelow favored at Mountainburg. Conway Christian picked at Mountain Pine, and Magazine over Johnson County Westside. In the 2-2A, it's East Poinsett County favored over Earl, what should be a good game. Cross County favored big at Mariana. Desart big over Izard County, and Mark Tree favored at McCrory. Now down to southwest Arkansas, where Junction City is picked over Dirks. Murfreesboro, a home favorite over Lafayette County. Gurdon picked over Mineral Springs, and Spring Hill should get past Foreman. Now to the 4-2A, where number 6 Carlisle favored big at home over Poen. Hampton favored at Bearden in a top 10 showdown. England favored over Clarendon, and Hazen picked over Baptist Prep. It's Drive Away Cancer Month at America's Car Mart this October. Qualified buyers can get on the road for $499 down on select vehicles. That's more than just a great deal. Car Mart is proud to support the American Cancer Society, fueling their mission to save lives. Visit car-mart.com. and check out their wide selection of inventory from the stands. Drive away cancer for $499 down in October, and drive away in a quality used vehicle. It's America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road.
I'm David Wallace for America's Car Mart. Who's feeling the football spirit? America's Car Mart proudly sponsors Arkansas high school football. Like our hardworking football players, the team at Car Mart works hard to keep you on the road. Car Mart knows that buying a vehicle is a big decision. That's why they take selling you a vehicle very seriously. When you shop at Car Mart, they're there for you, through the good times and the bad times, until you drive away with a title to your vehicle. Save time at the dealership and start your car buying journey online at car-mart.com. America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road.
Hungry on your way to the game? Satisfy that craving at Colton's. Throw those peanut shells in a bucket. Grab a hot roll and butter. Then enjoy a hand-cut steak or any of our mouth-watering entrees in a relaxed, casual dining environment. With 14 convenient locations across the state, you're sure to find a Colton's near your Friday night football destination.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we can bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of Beef. It's whatsfordinner.com.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
Going to college may not look the same as it has before, but you have the power to move forward. There are over 1,000 hands-on or online programs in Arkansas designed to put you to work, and they qualify for state scholarships and grants. Healthcare, education, computer technology, industry technology, and more. Take your next step forward. Visit explorearcareers.com.
Hi, this is Spence at Reed Hutchins Pharmacy in downtown Heber Springs. Do you or a loved one need help managing medications? We have a safe and convenient medication packaging solution that can help. Our compliance packaging eliminates the need to create your own pill box, has detachable individual packs, and is color-coded. We also offer convenient drive-through and home or work delivery. We strive to provide comfort and safety in fulfilling your pharmacy needs. Stop by or give us a call at 501-270-8888.
Car Tie's growing in Heber Springs. We've moved to our new expanded location at 309 Southridge Parkway, right next to Brothers Barbecue. At Car Tie, you'll find trusted medical oncology care, and soon, the addition of urology, advanced imaging, and breast services, all in one convenient cancer center. We're committed to providing leading-edge care when it matters most. Car Tie Cancer Center, Heber Springs, care that's personal, compassionate, and close to home.
And welcome back to the America's Car Mart Football Report. You know Car Mart is your number one fan when it comes to Arkansas high school football. When you drive away in a quality used vehicle from Car Mart, they're cheering you all the way to the end zone. From the purchase to payoff, Car Mart is here for you. They'll work hard for your situation to find the perfect payment plan to fit your budget. Go see for yourself why America's Car Mart is different from the rest. Stay connected by following Car Mart on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and online at car-mart.com. America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road. And speaking of the road, let's hit the road for some big games starting out in North Little Rock, where the Charging Wildcats host Little Rock Christian. Little Rock Christian really needs this victory to move closer to getting a home playoff game. The Charging Wildcats in North Little Rock, they need a victory to move closer to the playoffs. Just beat up on Little Rock Southwest last week, but the difference maker in this game is Little Rock Christian's quarterback. That's Kemp Keller, and he's just very steady. So Hootens.com picks Little Rock Christian. Another big one, we've got Cabot at Pulaski Academy. Cabot trying to ease into the playoffs, possibly as a 6 seed. PA still pushing for a home playoff spot. Hootens.com picks PA. And the big one in 7A, Bentonville at Fayetteville. The Purple Dogs of Fayetteville, their backs against the wall. Here's their big rival, though. Bentonville, this game will be much closer than it looks on paper. Bentonville's running attack, though, may be the difference in this one. Big game in 6A's number 8, Jonesboro at Marion. It's homecoming in Marion. Two of the better teams in the 5A East to get together. West Memphis gave Marion all it wanted last week. Meanwhile, Jonesboro's won 2 straight, beat Sheridan, beat Little Rock Catholic. Both of those games featured great performances from quarterback Asa Myers. He had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns last week against Catholic. He's the reason Hootens.com picks Jonesboro. Another big one, Benton at El Dorado. Benton has beat El Dorado 5 straight seasons. Last year it was 56-31. El Dorado just had a 4-game win streak snapped last week by Sylvan Hills. And Benton's offense is heating up. That's why Hootens.com picks the Panthers. And a big one up in northwest Arkansas. Van Buren hosts Southside. This has big-time playoff implications. Van Buren snapped an 8-game losing streak to Southside last year, won this game by 14 points. This season, Southside's competed very well against Shiloh Christian. They got a senior 2-way playmaker in Peyton Zimmerman, and he's the cog for this offense for the Mavericks. Caught 11 passes for 124 yards last week. Meanwhile, Van Buren 3-0 in conference play for the first time since 1999 after last week's convincing blowout over Lake Hamilton. The Pointers led that game 30-0 in the third period, and they outgained Lake Hamilton by 112 yards. That Van Buren offense is the reason Hootens.com picks the Pointers. In Class 5A, a big one. Hot Springs at Magnolia. Hot Springs looking for a conference championship. This will be the first one in almost 15 years for the Trojans. They've got a dandy quarterback, Shaderick Bishop Allen. Gabe Jaime at receiver, his brother Louis Jaime. Those are the big playmakers for Hot Springs. They moved over from Malvern in the summer and have been dynamite. Throw in Jamarcus Mourning. This offense of Hot Springs is way too much for Magnolia. And here's a good rivalry for you. Wynn at Batesville. Both teams need a victory to stay in contention for the playoffs. In the past 24 times these teams have met, Wynn has won 12 times. Batesville's won 12 times. This is the rubber match. Hootens.com picks Batesville. Greenbrier is at Alma. In Greenbrier, the second-ranked team in 5A, just had an emotional big victory over Farmington when Panther running back Enoch Hassan went off for 356 yards and 4 touchdowns, scored all 4 of those in the second half. That puts the Panthers in great position to win a conference championship. Alma, meanwhile, just beat Bologna, trying to make the playoffs. Big game for Alma, but Greenbrier's the team to beat. And then Morrilton at Harrison should be pretty good. Morrilton's quarterback Maddox Berry really passing the ball well. He threw 4 touchdown passes last week against P. Ridge. Harrison playing great defense with Aspen, Stevens, and company, but Morrilton too much in this one. Couple of big ones in 4A to talk about. Gosnell hosts Blytheville. This big Mississippi County rivalry is going to help determine the league championship and a playoff positioning. Blytheville got past Highland last week. Courtney Rogers, he's the workhorse for Blytheville. He ran 16 times, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the clinching touchdown in the fourth quarter of that game. Meanwhile, Gosnell absolutely rolling with Jay Jacobs. Thomas Reddick at offensive tackles playing lights out. J.D. Young in the backfield. This team is loaded. Hootens.com picks Gosnell. And the Pirates have our attention down here in Little Rock. Anxious to see how far they can make it. Another big one. Mina's at Waldron. Mina has beaten Waldron 29 consecutive times, dating back to 1994. In fact, the last time Waldron beat Mena was in an ice storm, and it's going to be pushing 85 degrees at kickoff for this game, so Hootens.com picks Mena. Down in Ashley County, and we've got the Battle of Ashley County. Hamburg has beaten Cross at 13 of the past 23 years. Hamburg ran for 520 yards, 406 of them by Nikel Lewis last week in that victory over Warren. Hootens.com picks Hamburg. Speaking of Warren, the 7th-ranked Lumberjacks should get back on the winning track and beat Star City. Star City hasn't beaten Warren in 6 years. In the past 2 years, Warren has won this game by combined 85-14. Should be another blowout victory for the Lumberjacks. Monticello is home against Stuttgart. Stuttgart ranked number 8 in the state and just beat DeWitt last week. The second time they've beaten DeWitt in the past 4 meetings. The Ricebergs, they've outscored their 3 conference opponents this season by a combined 163-76. Hootens.com picks Stuttgart. In Class 3A, a big game. Mayflower hosts Quitman. Both of these teams 6-0. Maybe they're both underranked a little bit. Quitman has outscored its opponents 281-112, and the Bulldogs, off to their best starts, it's 2016. Remember that year, though, they started out 6-0 and dropped the final 5 games. Hootens.com picks them to drop this one, going with Mayflower. And another big one up in northwest Arkansas, said we picked a slight upset, Walnut Ridge over Rivercrest. Walnut Ridge is at home. Rivercrest hasn't played exceptionally well this season. Walnut Ridge, they get big plays from Jace Blake, Jasper Callahan. Those guys continue to make huge plays, and then you throw in Jersey Cunningham. This could be a little bit of an upset. Newport picked over Manila. Manila is winless this season. Newport 4-2 and finally hitting stride. Coach Brian Reardon said last week after his team beat Osceola, it was the most complete game of the year. All 3 facets were really clicking, so if that continues to happen, Newport's going to be tough to deal with down the stretch. And another tough one, Bismarck hosts Harmony Grove, Ouachita County. Bismarck absolutely a power this season behind Preston Hughes, Caden Birch, and Cademan Keithley. Those guys may make this a mercy rule game. And finally, Drew Central plays host to Rison. Rison's lost consecutive conference games. They lost last week in double overtime to McGee. Kyson Walker, he led that rushing attack with 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. Drew Central just beat up on Lake Village behind Blake Chandler on defense and Tyvonse Wormley on offense. This one comes right down to the wire, but Hootens.com picking Rison to get the W. And the big one in Class 2A is number 4 Hector at number 3 Mount Ida. The winner gets the 1-2A championship and some home field advantage in the playoffs. Hector averaging nearly 42 points a game. Mount Ida giving up less than 2 touchdowns a game. Something's got to give in this one. Mount Ida's won 5 straight games after losing a heartbreaker to Junction City. And the Lions are playing great defense with Andy Black and Jackson White back there in the secondary. Hootens.com picks Mount Ida in this one. Another good one, Hampton at Bearden. Both of these teams unbeaten in conference played out in the 4-2A. Hampton has beaten Carlisle and Poe in the past 2 weeks, and the Bulldogs, with that explosive offense led by DJ Clark and DeAndre Smith, are picked to get another W, and this time handle Bearden. And speaking of handling, let Car-Mart handle their business for you. When it's game day in Arkansas, it's game day at Car-Mart. For over 40 years, America's Car-Mart has helped hardworking Americans get into quality used vehicles. Car-Mart works hard to ensure that customers drive away happy, giving customers that peace of mind by keeping them on the road and helping them succeed. America's Car-Mart in your town or in a community near you. We are a proud sponsor of Arkansas High School football. And we'll be back with more of the America's Car-Mart football report in just a moment.
I'm David Wallace for America's Car-Mart. You know, America's Car-Mart is your #1 fan when it comes to Arkansas high school football. And when you drive away in a quality used vehicle from Car-Mart, they're cheering for you all the way to the end zone. From purchase to payoff, Car-Mart is there for you. They'll work with you and your situation to find a payment plan that fits your budget. So go see for yourself why Car-Mart is different from all the rest. Stay connected by following Car-Mart on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and online at car-mart.com. America's Car-Mart, keeping you on the road.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
Hungry on your way to the game? Satisfy that craving at Colton's. Throw those peanut shells in a bucket. Grab a hot roll and butter. Then enjoy a hand-cut steak or any of our mouth-watering entrees in a relaxed, casual dining environment. With 14 convenient locations across the state, you're sure to find a Colton's near your Friday night football destination.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we can bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Going to college may not look the same as it has before, but you have the power to move forward. There are over 1,000 hands-on or online programs in Arkansas designed to put you to work, and they qualify for state scholarships and grants. Healthcare, education, computer technology, industry technology, and more. Take your next step forward. Visit explorearcareers.com.
Don't let those pesky fender benders throw you off course. Cowboys got you covered with our top-notch collision center. Conveniently located at 660 Heber Springs Road, Cowboy Collision is a full-service body shop offering paint, dent repair, and collision repair for your vehicle. Need a loaner while we work our magic? No problem. We'll keep you rolling while we get your ride back on the trail. For a free estimate, stop by Cowboy Collision or call 501-362-0219. See you at Cowboy.
When you begin your real estate search, you're not just looking for a house, you're looking for a home. I'm Boyd Anderson with Krylak Brock Real Estate. More than a physical structure, your home is that special place that belongs to you. When you're ready to buy your new home, turn to a trusted real estate professional to guide you through the process. The agents at Krylak Brock Real Estate have sold literally thousands of homes. We would love to help anytime you have questions about real estate. Krylak Brock Real Estate. Find your perfect home at brockre.com.
Welcome back to the America's Car Mart Football Report. Hey, every week you can listen to the America's Car Mart Football Report on these fine stations and also on Hootens.com. Speaking of Hootens.com, it's absolutely loaded with content for the football lover. Rankings, predictions of every game in the state, videos of the last week's games, scholar athletes, game reports from about 30 to 40 games from all over the state posted over the weekend. Hootens.com is the football source in the state, so get on over there and check it out. That's Hootens.com. And that went by super fast. So thanks for joining us on another edition of America's Car Mart Football Report. Join us next week, same time, same place. For top-ranked producer Graham Shearer, executive producer, fourth-string filmer Thomas Thrash, I'm Barry Grooms, and we will see you at the stadium.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Little Rock as we get ready for Panther Talk with Caleb Carmichael, brought to you by First Arkansas Bank and Trust. And go back to last week, and Coach Carmichael, I know you're very happy with a homecoming victory. Great atmosphere. The stands were filled up. I know it was a full week of activities, and your football team took care of business on Friday night.
Yeah, they did. Well, like you said, what an awesome atmosphere. I mean, our kids were juiced from the moment they came out to play, and they played like it. I was really, you worry about a letdown or a hangover, whatever you want to call it, coming off of the Mills win, and we came out ready to play and hit them in the mouth and, scored on every drive that we had the ball. I mean, you couldn't have scripted a better performance for homecoming.
And it was a physical game, and I know that you like to see your team respond well in these types of games.
Yeah, I thought we, like you said, we knew Baldwin was going to be physical. They bring a hat whenever they hit, and our kids responded and made several tackles for loss and thought we got good movement on the line of scrimmage on offense and just played a solid game.
We talk about the youth a lot, but now they've grown up. I mean, we're halfway through the season and in the senior leadership as well, so that takes care of a little bit of the experience, doesn't it, after you have a big win 2 weeks ago. And I felt like it was a business-like approach once you got to the actual kickoff.
Yeah, they did. Our seniors, they're like I've said before, several 3-year starters in that senior group, and so they've been through it, and they know what it takes to get ready to play every week, and they had those young ones ready, and like you said, with the young guys, they just get better every week. We actually told them this week, you're not sophomores anymore. You're past the halfway point, and they're expected to play like upperclassmen, and they will.
And Lachlan Tubbs, every week we talk about his progressions. He threw touchdown passes last week, had a rushing touchdown last week, and then he also caught a touchdown pass.
He just has gotten better every week, all the way back to the springtime. His progression has been pretty impressive, and he's the leader of that offense now, and he's calm and confident. So proud of him, and we've been able to. Every group's different, and this group, they really feed off of opening that playbook up a little bit, and we got the look we wanted, and ice him. He didn't throw a great ball ball. He's thrown much better balls in practice all week long, but Tubbs made a good catch, and our guys let him down the sideline, and that was a fun way to end the half.
We talk about dealing with injuries throughout the season. I know Noah Ingholm worked really hard to get back, and now he's really brought you good production on the offensive side.
Yeah, he has, and you know, that was a tough deal for him, you know, breaking the collarbone back in the summertime and then in the spring and re-broke it in the summer. And so it was a long recovery for him, and got him back to the CAC game. And he's been an added weapon into our offense. And then it's allowed Elijah Jones to just focus on playing linebacker, you know, so he's a one-way player now. But Ingholm, I think he had 6 catches, almost 100 yards Friday night. So that's just one more person that you have to cover while still defending, you know, Dudek and Dwyer and Riggs and getting Landon Brown back. And so that offense is starting to click.
How are offenses going to prepare now for Dice Young? I would have to think that he's on everybody's radar right now because he's been a machine the last 2 games.
Boy, he's had a good 2 weeks. He can't block him right now, you know. So now people are going to have to, whether they chip with the back or slide their protection to him. And what people I think are going to see the next couple of weeks is now it's going to open up the other side because you've got to put a lot of attention on Dice because of the pass rush that he gets. And Greg Williams is just getting better and better on that other side at that defensive end. And Chuck at the nose, you know, he had a great ball game last Friday. I think he had 8 tackles last Friday against Bald Knob. And so our defensive line, they've really done a good job of getting pressure on the quarterback.
And at Little Rock Hall, we were down in Little Rock a couple of weeks ago, so you make the trip. It's a different travel day, and just talk about playing Hall tonight, what you want to see from your football team, and obviously a win, but not just a win. What are you looking to see tonight?
I just want to see us keep getting better. You know, that's been the message from week 0 until now. Just continue to get better, and you know, we want to win a conference championship, and to do that, you got to take it a week at a time. This week has been about us. You know, it's not about our opponent. You know, we know Hall, they've got some athletes and things like that, but I want to see improvement in the way that we play from the Bald Knob game to the Hall game, and then continue to carry that over.
All right, Coach, always appreciate your time. Great to be with you. Go get them. We'll see you after the game.
All right, thanks. Go Panthers.
All right, that's all for this week's edition of Panther Talk with Caleb Carmichael, presented by First Arkansas Bank and Trust. We'll join Pudge Hamilton from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth when we return on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Hey, this is Wade from F.L. Davis. Think of F.L. Davis Ace Home Center when you have a project you need to complete. F.L. Davis has been Cleveland County's local hardware store since 1960. The staff at F.L.'s can get you the right supplies you need for any size project you have planned. F.L.'s also offers a variety of home furnishings and gifts. Shop F.L. Davis for lumber, electrical, plumbing, home goods, and so much more. Make your local F.L. Davis Ace your first stop shop for all your home and building needs. Located in Greers Ferry, Heber Springs, and Sherwood.
Hey, Alexia, what are you doing?
I'm just getting all my school supplies together since they wouldn't let me graduate last year.
Now that you mentioned it, I need to get the Jammin' Jeep some new tires before taking it on the road to Panther football games.
Well, Billy, I'm glad you mentioned that because my papa and daddy can fix that right away at Bartlett Tire Center.
You know, Alexia, I'm headed that way right now.
Just make sure you call 362-8215 for your appointment today. Bartlett Tire Center, the official tire center for Billy Morgan.
5. The countdown.
4, 3
is
2
over.
1.
It's time to fire up the Friday Night Lights. Welcome to Panther Football on 101.9 The Lake. Your exclusive home for Heber Springs Panther action all season long. Tonight's matchup is brought to you by Cowboy Chevrolet GMC, Baptist Health, First Arkansas Bank and Trust, F.L. Davis Ace, Heartland Ford, R-Care, Ivy Physical Therapy, Red River Auto Group, Cry Like Real Estate, Cowboy Collision and Customs, Bartlett Tire Center, Reed Hutchins Pharmacy, Carti Cancer Center Heber Springs, and Sunrise Outfitters. Plus, our amazing Panther football boosters. Panther Talk with Coach Caleb Carmichael is brought to you by First Arkansas Bank and Trust. And stick around for the Heartland Ford Player of the Game right after the final whistle. Now, let's head up to the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth with Billy Morgan and Lance Hamilton. It's time for Panther football on 101.9 The Lake.
Football greetings, and we welcome you to Scott Field in Little Rock as the Panthers have traveled to Pulaski County tonight to take on the Little Rock Hall Warriors. A very pleasant good evening, everyone. Billy Morgan with Lance Hamilton, Billy Smallwood, Keith Parrish, Riley Mays, and Jeffrey James on the road tonight as the Panthers are about to come out onto the field and play Little Rock Hall this evening. It's a Panther team in their traveling white uniforms and the red helmets. They have the white jerseys, white pants with the red numbers, and Little Rock Hall and their home orange jerseys as they get ready for the coin toss. And we'll have the Hopper Termite Pest Management coin toss coming up for you in just a few moments. But Pudge Hamilton, first time I know that you and I have been here to Scott Field, but a historic stadium here in Little Rock.
Yeah, it is. It's been here a long time. It's actually a nice stadium, down off University, just north of Park Plaza Mall, kind of sandwiched in between the mall and Cantrell. But like you said, it's a nice it's a great stadium to be playing a football game in, and like you said, the captains are getting ready to walk out on the field, and tonight it's a little different lineup. You got Greg Williams, Lucas Garcia, Peter Shapler, and Jeremiah Sanders.
Yeah, getting ready for the Hopper Termite Pest Management coin toss. You can see that right now. Those of you watch it on YouTube and Facebook Live. Tonight's coin toss is brought to you by Hopper Termite and Pest Management in Heber Springs. With over 60 years of experience, Hopper Termite and Pest Management is proud to be the company that you can rely on for all your pest control needs. To schedule your appointment, call 501-362-8251. Go Panthers from Hopper Termite and Pest Management. And now the Panthers trying to take care of business here on the road tonight against a Hall team that has not been able to score this year, and they have not obviously won a football game. But it's a Panther team that coming in with everything to play for. Last 3-0 in conference play, and a win tonight would set up a huge matchup in Heber Springs against Lone Oak next week.
Yeah, the old matchup between Lone Oak and Heber Springs. It goes back a long ways. We've seen a lot of good games between Heber Springs and Lone Oak, and the Jackrabbits are coming to town, so we'll see if the Panthers can hunt them down and take care of them next week.
Yeah, but up first, obviously, is tonight with Little Rock Hall, and you have to have a mindset to come in here and play on the road. And you remember, as Hall has won the toss, they've deferred the option to the second half. The Hopper Termite and Pest Management coin toss won by Little Rock Hall. They defer the option to the second half. Panthers, just a couple of weeks, they were down here and south of Little Rock and won a game that nobody thought they could. Mm-hmm. So you have to take care of business and play it one snap at a time. But they have definitely put themselves in a position in which they're playing for a conference championship every week.
That's right, they are. And next week is going to be a big game in that road to the conference championship. But, if everything goes well for the Panthers and they're able to take care of business tonight, next week, then they've got their postseason fate settled right there.
We are sitting all alone, the only ones on our side of the field. The Heber Springs coaches are up on the roof, and the Panther fans are sitting on the far side from us. So all the fans that are in the stadium, this is a big old stadium.
It is.
We're sitting on the visitor side. The stadium not as far as the bleachers, not as high here on the visitor side where we're sitting. But the Panther coaches are over here on our side with us, and our film crew over here with us. But if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook Live, you can see across the way. That's where the Panther fans, the Panther band is across the field as well. So we'll be able to hear them across the way as well. We'll do the best we can telling you who the Little Rock Hall players are. We have two different rosters, and I'm not sure that either one of them are correct.
Well, I know on that there were three captains for Little Rock Hall, and only one of them is on the roster.
Okay, all right. We might keep an eye on a little playoff baseball. We'll keep you up to date on that tonight, as well as this one here tonight, because the Panthers getting ready for the kickoff, Red River Boating kickoff, as we look on, and we have the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth all to ourselves, along with Coach Mitchum.
Yeah.
Coach Mitchum's over here on our side with us.
He is ascending up the ladder.
Yeah, he's going up the ladder. So he's going to leave us down here all alone here in the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth. But Panthers
trying to win 4 straight, and they'll get the football. They'll move left to right in front of us here in the first quarter of play. And now they have it teed up. It's an onside kick that's covered up by the Panthers. And we were told before the game, Panther coaching staff, they'd watched obviously a lot of film on Hall. They were expecting that. Greg Williams covers it at the 47-yard line. So the Panthers are going to have the football right there to begin their first drive after the Red River Boating kickoff.
There was a flag on that play.
Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag. So they're going to have to redo it. Or are they? Just the offense come? No, yeah, this special team's coming back out. What'd they call, Pudge? We're sitting so low, I didn't see it.
Well, it was a
procedure
on the kicking team.
So we'll do it again.
Can you decline that?
I guess not, unless maybe it was, I don't know. 2 seconds went off the clock on what's a really nice evening. I think that weather obviously is not going to be any issue in this game tonight. We're in the upper 70s as we start. Very comfortable evening in Little Rock. And now the football back at the 35, so we'll have our second Red River Boating kickoff to begin the game. See if they try the onside again. You wouldn't expect after they did the onside in a normal situation, but I will expect, Lance, that we'll see another onside kick coming right here. So here comes the onside. Nope, they kick it long that time, a little pooch kick. It's taken at the 37-yard line. Isom up the left sideline, midfield, 45. Isom breaks a tackle, 40, 35, 30. Down the sideline, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Panthers, 64 yards on the kick return for a touchdown. So the Red River Boating kickoff is taken back for the touchdown, and the Panthers have an early 6-0 lead. Just 11:46 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter of play.
Well, there you go. Panthers starting out like, I don't know, like they were expecting, but at least they started out with a positive outcome there.
Isom broke a tackle on the sideline, and he actually broke 2 tackles. So now Panthers for the extra point. Nate Eaton will snap it, and Owen Norton holding. Golden Tate to attempt the extra point. Now the Panthers will throw it into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is converted. So they snapped it directly to Owen Norton, and he just kind of shoveled it forward over the line of scrimmage to Chuck Vincent, who was there. The 2-point conversion, 8-0 Panthers, 11:46 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center. First quarter, we step away for 30 seconds on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther boosters. Heber Springs Discount Tobacco and Atomic Vapor. Los Locos Mexican Restaurant of Heber Springs. McCade Moss with Advanced Insurance Services. Arrows Cafe and Barbecue. Foggy Hollow Gift Co. Precision Auto Clinic. Hometown Consignment. White River Health. Thank you to these Panther boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
11:46 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter as we look on from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth. Billy Morgan, Pudge Hamilton, and the Panthers have an early 8-0 lead. A kickoff return for a touchdown from Isom. Tex Isom took it down the sideline for 6. And now the Red River Boating kickoff after the 2-point conversion was good. Golden Tate kicks it to the 10-yard line, 15-20. Right side across the 25. It bumped out of bounds on the far boundary. Caleb Carr on the tackle on the far side. And I have 2 different rosters, Pudge, and I don't have 5 on either one of them. So
I don't
5.
I don't have 5 on mine.
Yeah. So out of bounds on the far side, and the football will be Little Rock Hall. They'll have it just before, let's see where they haven't laid the football down yet. 11:40 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter of play. See where they mark this. They're looking for football. Now they have it, and they're going to mark it right at the 34. Now they back up. They're going to mark it inside the 30, right at the 30-yard line. So the Panther defense on the field for the first time, and it is a full house backfield. And I don't have number 3 on my roster either, but he's the quarterback. Number 3, the quarterback takes the snap, hands it off to the right side. There's nowhere to go. Panthers played that perfectly. And Caleb Carr was right in the backfield to make the tackle. And so it's a loss on the play. Back inside the 30-yard line, back to the 27. So he already has 2 tackles, one on special teams and one there on defense. He played well last week.
He did, and he's getting better every week. You know, that time he was in the backfield right as the back received the football from the quarterback.
So now this time number 3 is the quarterback. Number 20 is the back to his right. Now number 3 takes it, turns and hands it off, and again it's a tackle for a loss. This time it's the guy that's been doing it for the last 2 weeks, Dice Young, in the backfield to make the tackle for a loss back inside the 20, back at the 19. So now it's 3rd down and long with 10:38 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter.
Yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of that tonight with Dice. He's had a tremendous last, 6 to 8 quarters of football on the defensive side.
Yeah, he didn't play a lot in the second half last week, but 6 quarters he was just unstoppable. And now whistles, Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag is down. False start penalty against Little Rock Hall. Hey, it's Bartlett Tire Center's favorite time of the year. Help them cheer on the Panthers this year. And let Bartlett Tire be your one-stop shop like I do for all your general automotive maintenance needs to get your vehicle ready for all the games you'll be attending. Go see Bartlett Tire Center, the official tire center for me. 10:17 left here in the first quarter. And now shotgun formation. Number 3, the quarterback, throws it to the near side, complete to the 20-yard line, but that's not going far. And the Panthers played that very well, and the tackle by Trip Johnston. And so it'll be 4th down, and Little Rock Hall is going to have to punt the football. The only Hall player that I have a jersey that I've seen play thus far is Isaiah White. So Isaiah White on the reception there. 9:43 left here in the first quarter. 8-0. Little Rock Hall trails Heber Springs, and now Hall set to punt it. This is number 3, who is the quarterback. The snap is very high. He goes back, gets it at the end zone, right at the beginning of the end zone, and then he's going to get the kick away. Does a good job just to get the punt away. Takes it across the 45. The punt carries to the 40. They're going to say it went out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So the Panthers will take over. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. Panthers up 8-0 first quarter on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours, or just a little too cheap, or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
So back at Scott Field in Little Rock, false start penalty against Heber Springs will back them up. Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty back to the 50-yard line, so it's 1st down and 15 for the Panthers. First look at Lachlan Tubbs. He was super last week. He was our Heartland Ford player of the game. He threw touchdown passes. He caught a touchdown pass. He ran a touchdown in as well. Football is at the 50.
Yeah, he had a great game last week against the Bulldogs, and hopefully we'll have another one tonight.
Tubbs takes a snap, turns, hands it off, and Buffalo coming near side, stiff arm, 45-40. Buffalo to the 30, to the 20, inside the 15-yard line, down to the 10-yard line, to the 8, and he's finally tackled at the 8-yard line, and the Panthers are going to have 1st down and goal. Cowboy Chevrolet GMC 1st down, and they enter the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone for the first time.
Yeah, first place from scrimmage.
Yeah.
So
there's a Warrior that is down, and they'll come out and tend to the injured Hall player. With 9 minutes left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. The way it sets up after tonight, Panthers are at home the next 2 weeks. It's hard to believe, Lance, this is week 7, right?
Yeah.
So at home next week against Lone Oak, then at home the following week against Forest City, and then you go to Riverview down at Searcy to end the regular season.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got the Jackrabbits, the Mustangs, and the Raiders.
Yeah. DeAndre Holmes do have his name on our roster. He's the injured Little Rock Hall player that is going to the sideline. It is first down and goal inside the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone. Panthers just inside the 10. Now let's see. They've stopped the clock because they set the ball. The umpire set the ball before the player had gotten off the field. So they're still trying to get the injured player off the field. And Nate Eaton went up and snapped it, said, hey, let's go. They set the ball down.
Yeah.
So now Nate now is over the football and now snaps it to Tubbs out of the gun. Tubbs now throws in the end zone and a diving attempt and incomplete. And we're going to have a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag that is down.
Yeah, the back judge threw that. Looked like a possibly holding on to the jersey deal there from the Warriors, holding on to the Panther receiver.
8:46 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth. They've stopped the clock momentarily for the penalty, so half the distance. And the Panthers are going to be just inside the 5-yard line and first down and goal. They're going to mark this, looks like at the 2.
Was that Landon Brown?
Well, I'll tell you, I was shielded. I didn't see out of the screen.
That's what I was having a hard time seeing.
Yeah, you can't. There's a screen in one of the windows up here. It's hard to see. Landon Brown gave, the Panthers. He was in there last week, and he gives them another weapon. Ingholm's in motion, and now Tubbs to throw this time to the left side, and this is incomplete. That was intended for Landon Brown.
Yeah,
and so now it's second down and goal from right at the 3-yard line for the Panthers.
Yeah, that was a Bob Euchre. He was just a bit outside.
Just missed him. So that's second down and goal. Brown is the receiver to the left. Dudek and Graham are the receivers to the right. That's into the short side of the field. And now whistles before the play. Another Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty. I don't see it. Yeah, I do too. It's the line judge on our near side through the penalty flag. So it's been a first bit that has been marred by penalties.
Defensive offsides.
So that'll take it half the distance.
Or what would you call that? Encroachment?
See if Kenny Sanders is watching the game, wants to tell us encroachment or not. He was working last week. We didn't get to hear from him last week. So, hey, Coach Betts is watching the game tonight.
Hello to Coach Betts.
Yeah. Hand it off. Here is Buffalo, and Buffalo into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Eli Buffalo with the touchdown. The Panthers have a 14-0 lead with 8:10 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. So their first trip inside the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone, they get 6. And now they'll try the extra point, up 14-0 with 8:10 remaining in the first. So special teams has scored a touchdown, and now the offense with a touchdown. Now Golden Tate lined up. They will kick the extra point this time, and it's right through the middle. 8:10 left, first quarter. We'll step away from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth for 60 seconds. Panthers up 15-0 on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Looking for the ultimate outdoor gear headquarters? Come see Sunrise Outfitters in Searcy. With over 2,000 firearms in stock, plus top-notch gear for hunting, fishing, and everything outdoors, they've got it all under one roof. They'll price match, give you 5% customer rewards, and honor our military and first responders with an extra 5% discount. Conveniently located off Exit 45 in Searcy at 3207 East Park Plaza Road, it's Sunrise Outfitters, where outdoor dreams take aim. Facing cancer care is difficult. Your care shouldn't be. Introducing the new Baptist Health Cancer Center in Heber Springs. We provide comprehensive, state-of-the-art cancer care from diagnosis to chemotherapy and infusion services. Our compassionate team offers expert support close to you. Experienced specialists close to home cancer care. Call Baptist Health Cancer Center in Heber Springs today at 501-887-3954. That's 501-887-3954. Or learn more at baptist-health.com. Baptist Health, for you for life.
So the Red River Boating kickoff is bobbled and then picked up by Little Rock Hall, and the Panthers down to make the tackle there. A couple of tackles, Buffalo and also Jeremiah Sanders after the Red River Boating kickoff down to the 16-yard lines where they're going to be. So a 5-man crew tonight with the officials. Open field to the right, 7:57 and counting. Clock is rolling. Even after the kickoff, clock is rolling. So
Warriors going east to west.
Yeah, we don't see as many north-south fields. Remember, we would always see the north-south going east and west tonight. And now pressure after the quarterback and drop for a loss. And the Panthers brought the pressure and the sack from Lucas Garcia. And that's all the way back inside the 15-yard line. They're going to mark this back near the 12. 7:22 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. The Panthers up 15-0. And Hall with second down and very long.
That was a good play by Garcia. He came from the far side and was able to chase him down.
Yeah, showed some speed.
He did.
This defense, you talk about things getting better every week. The defense is improving as well every week. They were super 2 weeks ago and last week also. Toss to the right side, trying to get outside and turn the corner on the far side. Chased out of bounds on the far boundary by Josiah Riggs. And that was number 2 on the carry. That's Jalen McCraney. We do have his name on my alternate roster. 6:51 left. It goes out of bounds, so they stop the clock with 15-0 the score. Panthers lead up at the 21-yard line. So that's a pickup of 5.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit over. Not
so
quite
almost 6.
Not quite 6.
Open field to the left. And now Hall coming to the line of scrimmage. Number 3 is the quarterback. He waits the snap, takes. Now pitch to the right side. The Panthers in the backfield. They've won the battle up front all night long and gotten in the backfield. Ball came free, but Dice Young and Greg Williams met the ball carrier. The play was blown dead. He was down before the football came free back at the 12, and now it's going to be 4th down and very long here.
Yeah, Dice done a good job getting in the backfield right there. Got by his guy pretty quick. Was able to hit the ball carrier first, and then who'd you say Greg Williams come in?
Yeah,
and
Greg
him
Williams.
Get him down? Yeah.
So open field is to the left, 6:14 and counting here at the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. And now the punting unit is on for Hall. Last snap, remember, was high, so keep an eye on that. And this is a pretty good snap, and they just do get the punt away. It's a low punt. It bounced once, picked up at the 41. Riggs coming near side. Riggs to the 35, and then he's going to be upended at the 34-yard line. And that's Zen Kerrigan who made the tackle. And now the Panthers will send their offense out there with 5:50 remaining in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter of play.
Yeah.
Panthers at home next week. It'll be interesting to be at home back-to-back weeks. I couldn't tell you. We haven't done that in a long time. It'll be good.
Well, year before last.
Did we? Okay. I'm always for being at home.
The schedule alternates every year.
Open field is to the left. Now Tubbs takes. Tubbs looking. Now Tubbs is going to throw deep downfield. Complete. Touchdown Panthers to Dudek. And Seth Dudek on the reception. And a great pass from Lachlan Tubbs. And he hits him for the touchdown. And the Panthers now, that's a 34-yard strike. And they lead it 21-0 with 5:43 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter of play.
Nice composure by Tubbs on that.
Yeah.
And
coverage wasn't bad.
Coverage wasn't bad, but he threw it beyond the coverage, and Dudek just had to haul it in right there at the goal line. Was able to get in before he got hit.
Now waiting the snap. Placement is down. The extra point this time is no good. So it's 21-0. 5:43 left in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. We step away for 60 seconds. Panthers lead 21-0 on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
First Arkansas Bank and Trust invites you to experience Cube Banking. With Cube, account holders can cash a check down to the penny, make a deposit, pay a loan, and interact with a live local FAB&T account representative during extended banking hours. Think of Cube as half ATM, half teller. Complete banking. The Cube hours are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit any First Arkansas Bank and Trust branch to bank outside the box with Cube. Member FDIC.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther football boosters: Lake Country Auto Sales, Happy Hanger Dry Cleaners, Pit Stop Express Lube, Price Health and Spa, Remax Advantage Heber Springs, Jitterbug Coffee House, Allen Furniture, Hopper Termite and Pest Management, Eagle Bank, Renew Church. Thank you to these Panther boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Red River Boating kickoff is returned and up to the 30-yard line, and it'll be Little Rock Hall who will take over, and John Wilson down along with for the Panthers to make the tackle. So 5:35 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. Red River Boating kickoff. Panthers have had good coverage so far on that. Football's at the 31, and open field is to the left. A back to the right of the quarterback. That's 3 is the quarterback. Number 20 is the tailback. And now number 3, the quarterback wants to throw. And he's going to air it out. Throw it deep right side, and it's incomplete.
Yes.
He was trying to hit Chris Dennis. He's a senior. Stops the clock with 5:29 remaining here in the first quarter of play.
Is that 22 or 26 for the Panthers? 22.
Yeah, Trip Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Punchemere setting a lot lower than we're accustomed to. All the Panther fans are sitting across from us. This is a big old stadium. You can see the old structure of the original stadium is where the home stands are, and this is really a new, I think the bleachers new on the near side, a new box we're setting, and we're just not very high. So now it's second down, and Chuck Vincent's going to make the tackle. They ran right into Chuck Vincent. He tackled number 20 for a loss. Chuck has caught a 2-point conversion for 2 points here in the game, and now has a tackle up the middle. He had 8 tackles last week. 5:08 and counting here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter of play. Now the football back to the 29.
Yeah, Chuck's able to get right through the center of the interior line right there and wrap him up right as he was getting the football.
Yeah.
A second earlier, and it might have been a fumble.
Hall has not stopped the Panther lineman, 3 down linemen. And now this is 3rd down and 11. And now whistles before the snap. Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag, unless there's a timeout. I don't see a flag. Yeah, let's see. Do you see a flag anywhere? Yeah, there it is.
No,
so
I don't see the flag.
I don't either, but it is a false start penalty against Little Rock Hall. So Cowboy Chevrolet GMC flag, 4:40 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. So now 21-0, Panthers lead. Make sure you invite somebody next week, because that Lone Oak game next week, Lance, is setting up to be as big of a regular season game as we've had at Panther Stadium in October
in a
long time.
Yeah.
Maybe going back to the years when Stuttgart would come to town in October.
Yeah.
Now shotgun, run it to the right side, little RPO. Panthers are right there, just white jerseys everywhere, and Bullington and Riggs and Young surround the play and make the tackle at the 29. Now they're going to send the 30-yard line, so now it's 4th down and 10.
Yeah, I was going to say he barely got back to the original line of scrimmage there.
4:10 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter, so the punting unit comes back out onto the field. Panthers should get good field position once again. Clock rolling, it goes under 4.
Well, we'll see what happens here on the snap and on the return.
So now ready for the snap. Good snap this time. They get the punt away. And this is going to be returned from the 45. Now bobbled. Now picked back up at the 46-yard line. And then Hall's going to get there and make the tackle. Get it back up to the 48-yard line, but the bobble costly. Lucas Garcia able to secure it, though, and not turn it over and run it up to the 49. So it'll be Panther football. Let's step away for a quick 30 seconds on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Hi, this is Spence at Reed Hutchins Pharmacy in downtown Heber Springs. Do you or a loved one need help managing medications? We have a safe and convenient medication packaging solution that can help. Our compliance packaging eliminates the need to create your own pill box, has detachable individual packs, and is color-coded. We also offer convenient drive-through and home or work delivery. We strive to provide comfort and safety in fulfilling your pharmacy needs. Stop by or give us a call at 501-270-8888.
It was a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag on the play. Moves the football. It's a legal block against the Panthers. Take it back to the 41-yard line. So that's where the Panthers will take over on this drive. And now Fleet Flicker, and the Panthers going to throw it downfield, and this is broken up. I didn't fool Hall. They were ready for that. It was intended for Graham, and Buffalo just took the handoff and then turned around and gave it right back to Buffalo, or back to Lachlan Tubbs.
Yes, good defense
by
the Warriors.
Defended
right
well by the Warriors.
Absolutely.
So now 3:22 left here in quarter number one. That's brought to you by Bartlett Tire Center. And now whistles before the play. False start penalty against the Panthers. So now it's second down and 15. Panthers up 3 scores. So that'll take it back to the 35, to the 36-yard line. And now the Panthers will snap it. You know, we dealt with some, just to give you all the details tonight, Pudge was killing red wasp here tonight when we got here. It's so warm still late in the year. Now here's Buffalo. Give it to the left side, midfield. Buffalo running along the numbers to the 46. There's a flag that comes in right at the point of contact on the tackle, and they take it to the 45-yard line of Hall, but we'll have to see what the Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag is. There's enough for a first down, but it's coming back.
Panthers.
So it's a holding penalty against the Panthers, and the bad news is Buffalo's limping. He's going to have to come off the field. So Eli Buffalo off the field as he comes limping. Looks like he's favoring his left leg. Isom is in the game. After the penalty, take it to the 46. So it's a spot foul. So it's second down and 5 after the Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag. And now Tubbs rolling into the near side. Tubbs sacked back inside the 35 at the 34-yard line. And that's Javion Williams, who shows good sportsmanship. As soon as he sacked him, he reached down and helped him up. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good play by the Warrior defense.
It was. So back to the 34 and 2:45 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. This is the first drive that the Panthers have gone backwards. Now it's third down and long, third down and 16. So now Tubbs, looking, throwing deep down the middle of the field for Dudek, and it's complete. He's got a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC first down at the 30-yard line down to the 26. And so they'll move the change with a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC first down.
That was a nice pickup right there. Close to 40. Weren't they like the 35 right there?
So I'm getting a little help on some of the numbers.
Are you?
At least I know who number 4 is now. If my source is telling me the truth, we'll see.
Yeah.
I may have to double-check him and make sure he's telling me the truth. Open field is to the right, 2:20 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. Little tunnel screen complete. Isom breaks a tackle. 20, 15, left sideline. 10, 5, touchdown Panthers. Isom into the end zone. It's a 25-yard touchdown pass from Tubbs to Isom. And now the Panthers have a 27-0 lead, but there is a marker down. Cowboy Chevrolet GMC flag on the far side. So that looks like that's coming back.
Oh, wow.
Right at the line of scrimmage. I've not seen a signal from the referee. Again, we're on the opposite side. They have the comms so they can talk with each other. I never saw him signal, Lance, what the flag was. But they take it back to the 30-yard line. Now they're going to take it back to the 35. So 36-yard line. Here we go.
So it makes it 1st and 20.
Yeah, and we're shielded by the players, and I could not see what the flag was against the Panthers. We're sitting low and can't really see the official. Maybe those of you watching the game on YouTube, Facebook Live could see our camera's higher than we are. So open field is to the right. It takes points off the board. And now Tubbs rolls to the right. Tubbs fires incomplete. Trying to throw it over the middle at the 29-yard line, intended for Graham. So that stops the clock with 2:05 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter of play.
Yeah, Tubbs was rolling out there. He had a little pressure from him.
Second long. 2nd and 21. Graham and Dudek are the receivers to the right. Now shotgun. Hand it off, Isom. Isom's going to carry it inside. Get some positive yards down to the 33-yard line, but then he's tackled there. So it's going to be 3rd down and long with 1:50 left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. I'll tell you one thing, Pudge has the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth nice and cool tonight.
Absolutely.
It's not warm in here at all. I've already pulled out the sleeves, the backup pair of sleeves that are always in the backpack. So it's 3rd down and long. Line of scrimmage to 32, and now Tubbs rolls right. Tubbs throwing on the run for Graham, and it is incomplete. Broken up at the goal line by Hall, and now 4th down for the Panthers. Right out. Made the play there, broke it up. So now it's 4th and, 17 for the Panthers.
It was a nice pass. Graham was the defender had a good
position.
Position
Good coverage, yeah. So now it's fourth down. Open field right. And now Tubbs takes the snap. Tubbs drops straight back. Now Tubbs looking, throwing downfield, and this is caught by Dudek inside the 10-yard line. And Dudek down to the 4, and the Panthers are going to have 1st down and goal. And the Cowboy Chevrolet GMC 1st down, and they're inside the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone.
That was a nice pass and catch. Dudek had excellent concentration on that. He had somebody all over him and was still able to come up with the football.
1:14 left. They stopped the clock as they moved the chains, and they have not reset the clock. And now the snap. And hand it off to Isom. Isom to the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers. So Isom into the end zone. Remember, he had the touchdown that was wiped off the board because of the penalty, but he gets it in. And the Panthers now have a 4-score lead. These extra points are huge to try to get it to that 35 that you want to get to. 1:10 left here in the first quarter. It's now 27-0. Panthers got a 2-point conversion early. Now the extra point try, placement down. The extra point is up, and it is perfect. 1:10 left in the Bartlett Tire Center first. Panthers up 28-0 as we step away for 60 seconds on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther Boosters. Ed LaShawn State Farm Insurance. Angie's Hideaway. Heber Springs Eye Care. Judy King School of Dance. Law Office of Rebecca Jane Prince.
Southern Pipe Supply. Mobile RV Repair. A1 Heating and Air Company. First Security Bank. Old Town Espresso. Thank you to these Panther Boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Hey everybody, Trip Landers here, sales manager at Steve Landers Cowboy Chevy GMC in Heber Springs. And for over 70 years, the Landers family has been putting dreams in driveways, and I'm living proof of that. If you're looking for a new car or truck to head to in that next Panther game, stop in and see us at Cowboy. We treat you like family because you are to us. From the first test drive to the final handshake, we're here with top-notch service, honest deals, and some of that hometown touch you can't find anywhere else. Come experience the Cowboy way today. We'll see you at Cowboy.
So the kickoff, the Red River Boating kickoff, return right side. That's a pretty good return. Now runs out of room on the far side, and Panthers had the angle there on the Red River Boating kickoff. 28-0 Panthers lead. 1:02 left here at the Bartlett Tire Center. First quarter. Gary Red's watching back at home, and he's talking about Little Rock Hall back in the 70s. This is a program that had a lot of tradition.
Yeah,
Lance.
it did. And when Gary was in school down in I think he was at Little Rock McClellan maybe. I'm sure they had some rivalries.
Yeah.
Some good games
See
back there.
if Gary confirms that. But, basketball, obviously, they were dominant. And we were just talking about what Gary had sent me a message on. We were talking before the game about – I always remember probably my favorite all-time Razorback, and maybe of any sport, was Sidney Moncrief, and he played basketball at Little Rock Hall.
Super Sid.
Yeah. 1:02 left here in the first quarter. 28-0. I still think the greatest Sports Illustrated cover for a Razorback was Super Sid's cover.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So timeout. McDonald's timeout on the field. 1:02 left here in the first quarter. Charge to Little Rock Hall. 28-0 Panthers lead. We step away from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth for 30 seconds on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Hey, this is Wade from F.L. Davis. Think of F.L. Davis Ace Home Center when you have a project you need to complete. F.L. Davis has been Cleveland County's local hardware store since 1960. The staff at F.L.'s can get you the right supplies you need for any size project you have planned. F.L.'s also offers a variety of home furnishings and gifts. Shop F.L. Davis for lumber, electrical, plumbing, home goods, and so much more. Make your local F.L. Davis Ace your first stop shop for all your home and building needs. Located in Greers Ferry, Heber Springs, and Sherwood.
58 seconds left here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter as we look on from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth after the McDonald's timeout. Charge to Hall. And now they toss it, and the Panthers just blew that up. Carr is going to make the tackle in the backfield, and it was Greg Williams who was back there first that just really blew that play up. He got away from Williams, and then Carr made sure to make the tackle.
Yeah, there was 3 or 4 white shirts back there, and ball carrier didn't have anywhere to go. Everywhere he looked, there was a white shirt in front of him. Like you said, Caleb Carr was the one that made the hit and got him down.
So after the loss, take it back to the 21-yard line. 25 seconds remaining here in the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. And so Hall with second down and long. Snap goes over the quarterback. It's picked up by the tailback, and then the Panthers cover it up. Elijah Jones back there along with Greg Williams on the tackle. That's Tristan White in the backfield. And that's the end of the Bartlett Tire Center first quarter. We step away from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth for 60 seconds. Panthers in control, up 28-0 at Little Rock Hall after 1 as we take the 60-second break on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Car ties growing in Heber Springs. We've moved to our new expanded location at 309 Southridge Parkway, right next to Brothers Barbecue. At Car Tie, you'll find trusted medical oncology care, and soon the addition of urology, advanced imaging, and breast services, all in one convenient cancer center. We're committed to providing leading-edge care when it matters most. Car Tie Cancer Center, Heber Springs, care that's personal, compassionate, and close to home.
Hey, Alexia, what are you doing?
I'm just getting all my school supplies together since they wouldn't let me graduate last year.
Now that you mention it, I need to get the Jammin' Jeep some new tires before taking it on the road to Panther football games.
Well, Billy, I'm glad you mentioned that because my papa and daddy can fix that right away at Bartlett Tire Center.
You know, Alexia, I'm headed that way right now.
Just make sure you call 362-8215 for your appointment today. Bartlett Tire Center, the official tire center for Billy Morgan.
So we get ready for our second 12-minute quarter as we move into the Crye-Leike second quarter. We look on from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth. Billy Morgan along with Pudge Hamilton. Keith Parrish, appreciate him running the ship back in the studio. He's our studio engineer. And Billy Smallwood, our director here at Little Rock Hall on video. Riley Mays has the camera up top, and Jeffrey James with the camera down on the sideline.
Third down and forever.
Third and long for Hall to start the Crye-Leike second, and now they want to throw it, rolling to the left and heaving it downfield, and it's almost intercepted at the 45-yard line. It's broken up by Trip Johnston. So now Hall, with 11:53 left here in the Crye-Leike second quarter, fourth down. Panther fans, when you're ready to buy or sell a home, choose an experienced local realtor to navigate the process. Let the agents at Crye-Leike help anytime you have questions about real estate. Crye-Leike knows the way. Let them get you home. Go Panthers from everyone at Crye-Leike. Well, tomorrow may not be as nice of a weather day, but boy, tonight is just absolutely perfect.
Oh, tonight's perfect for football.
Hear the Panther band in the background as well as the Hall band. They're both across the field from us.
A couple of big games tomorrow inside the state.
So now good snap. Here's the punt. Wobbly punt taken. It's a short punt at the 40-yard line. Riggs is going to get to the 35-yard line and down to the 34. That's where the Panthers are going to take over. Well, everybody playing tomorrow is probably going to get wet at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
I think it's going to hit up on the northwest portion of the state first.
What time is that game?
I think that's a 3 o'clock game, maybe.
It's the Hogs and A&M.
Yeah, number 4 team in the country coming in. And then, of course, the Bison's going down to play the Reddies.
Number 2 team in the nation in Division II, Harding and Henderson State. Speaking of Gary Red, Henderson State's 5-1. So that is a big matchup tomorrow. That's at 1 o'clock down at Arkadelphia. Open field to the right, and now here's Tubbs going to throw. Left side, broken up. It's tipped away, and now a late penalty flag. Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag comes in. And by the reaction from Little Rock Hall, it's going to go against them. Landon Brown was the intended receiver.
Got a player down.
Injured Hall player that is down. Yeah, you guys get me home at a decent time tonight because then I'm going to turn right around and
don't say that too loud, Bill.
Well, I said I'm asking you guys to get me home at a decent time.
Well, I'll do everything I can, but don't let that get up top.
Well, we'll want to. I thought about, if I was a smart man, which I've never been accused of that, I'd just stay down here tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say you
we're
brought
only,
a bag.
What, an hour maybe?
Yeah.
Down to Arkadelphia, where I'll be tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Hey, Bill, reach over and close that door to that other room. There's a wasp flying around in there.
Pudge is all over the wasp patrol. And they're the red wasp, right?
That's right.
How many have you killed? I know I saw you kill one.
A couple.
Yeah.
You've heard the old statement about Matt as a red wasp.
Yeah. So the injured player is going off the field. That's number 57. We don't have him on our.
Yep. Don't have him on the roster.
He's got his helmet off, but the good news is he's walking on his own. It is a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag, pass interference against Little Rock Hall. Takes the Panthers inside the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone down to the 19. Open field to the right. Graham and Dudak are there. Brown is the receiver to the left.
Awesome in the backfield. Ehome is in the slot.
So now, good snap out of the gun, and now Tubbs fires over the middle, intended for Brown, broken up. And now it's second down.
Just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, they really want to work Brown in. Obviously, last week was the first week we got to see him play this year. And you need as many weapons as you can have next week with Lone Oak and then Forest City the following week. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. And now Tubbs takes a snap, rolls to the right, fires for Ingholm. This is complete. Ingholm inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15, inside the 11, down to the 10. So is that enough for a first down? It's close to the line to gain, just short of a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC first down. Third down about a yard. With 11:15 left here in the Crye-like second quarter. Clock is stopped right now. Open field is to the left. And now Tubbs takes the snap, hands it off. Isom to the 5. Isom to the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers. And Heber Springs now 34 points on the board. And Isom with a 10-yard touchdown run. And now the Panthers with 11:09 remaining here in the Crye-like second quarter. They have put their foot on the gas pedal and have a 5-score lead. And now a very important extra point coming right here from Tate. Eaton will snap it. Good snap. Placement is down by Owen Norton. The extra point is good. So 35-0 Panthers, 11:09 left here in the Crye-like second quarter. We step away from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth for 30 seconds on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Does your pain stop you from living your life? Go see the great staff at IV Physical Therapy on South 7th Street in Heber Springs. They provide a variety of treatments to improve the quality of your life, including strength and balance training, pain reduction, and improving neuropathy. They also have a 24-hour gym available free to active patients or for membership to the public. Choose IV Physical Therapy for your physical and speech therapy services. IV Physical Therapy proudly supports all of the Lake area community.
$11:09 left in the Crye-like second quarter. Panthers up 35-0 as we look on from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth. Red River Boating kickoff. Red River Boating kickoff coming up right here. Teeing up at the 40-yard line. And Golden Tate with the Red River Boating kickoff. High and over end kick that is taken at the 15-yard line. 20, 25, 30. And now they try to bounce it outside, but the pursuit gets there. Well, a lot of white jerseys down the field in a hurry. And Elijah Jones, you always see him right in the middle of it in Bullington. Downfield as well as Anderson Jones. And so they mark it dead, blow it dead at the 26, so that's where Little Rock Hall will take over. We were told before the game that if the Panthers got up by 35, you did not wait until the third quarter. That Little Rock Hall had said, get up 35, run the clock, and the clock is going now. 10:24 and counting, and it should run for the rest of the game unless there's a timeout or a score. Football is at the 26, right in the middle of the field. And now Hall in shotgun. The snap, and they lost the football. It's on the turf, trying to pick it up. The quarterback picks it up, now running to the near side. Gets to the boundary and tries to turn it back inside, but now he's got to be spun down and tackled there. Lucas Garcia on the edge, stayed right with him. Looked like it just popped out of his hands.
Yeah, I think so. He did a good job picking it up and then able to bring it back towards the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, lost about 7 on the play. Second down and 17 coming up here. Steve Castleberry is watching the scoreboard for us. Forest City up 16-0 over Bald Knob. Mayflower, that's a big game.
Yeah.
Leads Quitman 14-6. That's in the first quarter of that one. Now open field to the left. Now pressure after the quarterback. He pumped, and now the pressure is going to get to him and drop him for a loss. Another sack for the Panthers. Chuck Vincent back
Along
there.
with Dice Young.
And Dice Young and Greg Williams.
Yeah.
So now it's 3rd and long with 8:48 left. Yeah, there's Greg Williams limping now. That's the one thing you worry about in a game like this, that you have the big lead and you knew coming in that you would be the favorite, but, well, you want to get out of here with no injuries before a huge game next week. I'd love to see next week at Panther Stadium like the old days when everybody would go out and save their seats. Remember, they'd go and put the blankets down and tape the blankets down. There's a McDonald's timeout charge to Little Rock Hall. We'll take it. 8:18 left here in the second quarter. That's brought to you by Crylike. We step away from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth for 30 seconds. Panthers up 35-0. 8:18 left. McDonald's timeout here in the second quarter on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther boosters: Brent Brainerd State Farm Insurance, Zeke and Lizzie Seafood and Steakhouse, Trailhead Wills, North Arkansas Tire, Arkansas Bouncy Bros, Cash Saver of Heber Springs, Verona's Italian Restaurant, Eagle Pest Management, Angie Collins with Shelter Insurance. Thank you to these Panther boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Billy Morgan back with Pudge Hamilton here in Little Rock tonight. We're at Hall and
historic Scott Field.
Scott Field, yeah. Getting ready to go back to action. And I just got a message from Miss Melanie Willen. She's watching the game tonight. It's fall break, remember?
Yeah.
So everybody enjoying fall break. Hello to Miss Melanie watching the game tonight. And she'll be there at Panther Stadium next week for that big Lone Oak game. Did they have another Cowboys Chevrolet GMC flag before the snap, Lance?
Yeah, it's going to be on the defense. Either that's encroachment or offsides.
Kenny Sanders, what is it? Is it encroachment or offside? He found a better roster than I had looked at the exact side earlier in the week and did not have.
Right.
I had looked at it earlier, and the one that was on there earlier in the week was from last year. So he's helped me out a little bit on some of these names. But I think some of this is part of them are some of the ones I have. Still without a few. Now throw it to the left side. This is complete at the 20-yard line, but we appreciate all the help we can get. We need it tonight. And that's Graham who made the tackle after the completion there to Chris Dennis. And so, yeah, Kenny is pumping his fist, and I can just see him getting all mad and everything. He said no offsides in high school, so encroachment.
Okay.
Kitty, I'm probably never going to say that, though. You just get mad at me. It's just too – it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is it on Saturdays? Because I'll get in trouble if I start mixing them up. There's a high snap, and they get the punt away. High punt. That's a good punt. It hits at the 40-yard line, and it rolls across the 45 to the 46. So now the Panther offense is going to take over. Clock's rolling, 6:13 left here in the Crylike second quarter. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We'll try to take as many breaks as we can tonight, but we have limited time because the clock running as it is. So on some of these punts, we may take a quick 30-second timeout, but we don't want to miss any of the action. And I thought they were going to go right back to action right there, or I would have taken one of those breaks for you, but now they're going back out onto the field, so we'll get ready to have what is
the remaining
first down.
5.5 minutes in the Crylike second quarter.
Yep, from the 47. And now here's the snap, and Tubbs pumps, and now Tubbs pressure after him, and down he goes. He's sagged back at the 49-yard line. And the tackle and the sack there for Little Rock Hall. Hey, Sean Feemster and Christy, they're watching in Carlsbad, New Mexico.
I saw
tonight.
I saw Sean a couple of weeks ago. He was in town, and he said he was in New Mexico, now that you say that.
Yep. So now it is second down and 14. Now Tubbs rolls to the right. Tubbs throwing for Dudek, complete at the 20, 15, 10, 5. And they say he went out of bounds. No signal, and we're waiting to see. The referee's running down. I never saw a signal, and I don't know if he scored a touchdown or not. He did not. They're going to mark him down at the 2-yard line. Yeah. He didn't signal to stop the clock or anything. Obviously, the clock is running. Heard the whistle, so he stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So he's inside. Dudek inside the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone.
That's a good catch. Good pass by Tubbs.
So now open field is to the left. Tubbs takes, now hands it off to Isom. Isom with his third touchdown into the end zone. And it's now the Panthers 41. It's his fourth touchdown, 41-0. They lead with 3:54 and counting here in the Krylak second quarter.
Wow. Good run by Isom. He had a nice hole to run through. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So it is now the extra point try coming here from Tate. Placement down, and the extra point is up, and the extra point is good. So 3:25 left here in the Krylak second quarter. Panthers up 42-0. We step away for 30 seconds from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth here in the second quarter on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
The team at Heartland Ford lives for Friday nights and Panther football. That's why Heartland Ford is proud to present the player of the game. Whether it's throwing it deep, running the ball, or coming up with the big defensive play, each game, a player gives his best out on the field. At Heartland Ford, they give you their best day in and day out with excellent products, outstanding service, and a dedicated team. Visit their website, heartlandford.com, or stop by the dealership located next to Pizza Hut in Heber Springs.
.230 and counting here in the Krylak second quarter. Panthers on their way to 4 straight wins, and they'll get to 4-3 after tonight. And Lone Oak next week. Here is the Red River Boating kickoff, and it's a short kick that's taken and now covered up at the 24 by Hall. So Panthers will send their defense back out on the field. Chris Dennis covered it up.
Got a lot of new shirts coming in, Bill.
Yeah, and you expect that to be the case. Want to keep everybody healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Open field to the left.
The 3 up front are Dylan Strickland, Kurt Zorns, and Walker Robinson. Looks like the linebackers are going to be Jeremiah Sanders, Lowell Smith, Owen Norton, John Wilson.
Now the snap, and now whistles. Alex Austin, the quarterback. And a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag is down with 1:04 left until halftime. Band is here. I'm not sure what kind of a length of a halftime we will have here tonight.
Jerry Grammer's in.
Offsides. Kenny, sorry, against the Panthers, so it cost them 5. First down and 5 up to the 29-yard line. And now rolling to the left is Alex Austin. Austin's going to chunk into the left side. It's complete at the 35-yard line. Then the tackle made there by Jerry Grammer.
Mm-hmm.
At the 36-yard line. And just 22 seconds left in the Crylac second. So we'll have the first Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. We might take a little bit of the Heber Springs band performance if they get on the field at half.
Right. Anderson Jones and Landon Peterson are the last two that are out there that I didn't get to.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. They do get it snapped, but now whistles before play. And now that's a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag, but
time ran out.
Time ran out. But if it's a defensive penalty, they can't end it, right?
I
guess
know.
it's an offensive penalty, so that is the end of the first half as the teams they go to the same side in the same locker rooms as they go to halftime, and that is the end of the first half. Billy Smallwood told me that one play earlier in the game that we were talking about the penalty. What was it? It was an offside or a pass interference penalty against the Panthers. That was early on. So the Panthers headed into the halftime locker room with a big lead, 42-0 at halftime, as we will come back with the first Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. We'll do that in 4 minutes on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Heber Springs is home. Home for Panthers football and home to us, the agents of Cry Like Brock Real Estate. When you're ready to buy your home, turn to an experienced local agent to be your guide. We handle real estate transactions every day, and we can help you navigate the home buying process with confidence. Cry Like Brock Real Estate. Find your perfect home at brockre.com.
Facing cancer care is difficult. Your care shouldn't be. Introducing the new Baptist Health Cancer Center in Heber Springs. We provide comprehensive, state-of-the-art cancer care from diagnosis to chemotherapy and infusion services. Our compassionate team offers expert support close to you. Experienced specialists close to home cancer care. Call Baptist Health Cancer Center in Heber Springs today at 501-887-3954. That's 501-887-3954. Or learn more at baptist-health.com. Baptist Health, for you for life. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther football boosters: Brothers Barbecue, Jagged Edge Fitness, Carissa Clemens with First Trust Home Loans, LT Davis Flooring Company, Julian Heat and Air, Laketown Wellness, Southridge Village Nursing and Rehab, Olmsted Funeral Home, Centennial Bank of Heber Springs. Thank you to these Panther boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Our care clinics are your hometown source for primary medical care. Our doctors, nurses, and counselors can help patients of all ages with anything from common colds and immunizations to depression, anxiety, and chronic diseases. Our network includes both home delivery and local pharmacies to fulfill your prescriptions. If you don't have insurance, it's okay. We can help with that too. And no one is turned away. With more than 90 locations in Arkansas, there's a good chance we're in your hometown. Look us up at ourcare.net.
Don't let those pesky fender benders throw you off course. Cowboys got you covered with our top-notch collision center. Conveniently located at 660 Heber Springs Road, Cowboy Collision is a full-service body shop offering paint, dent repair, and collision repair for your vehicle. Need a loaner while we work our magic? No problem. We'll keep you rolling while we get your ride back on the trail. For a free estimate, stop by Cowboy Collision or call 501-362-0219. See you at Cowboy. Looking for the ultimate outdoor gear headquarters? Come see Sunrise Outfitters in Searcy. With over 2,000 firearms in stock, plus top-notch gear for hunting, fishing, and everything outdoors, they've got it all under one roof. They'll price match, give you 5% customer rewards, and honor our military and first responders with an extra 5% discount. Conveniently located off Exit 45 in Searcy at 3207 East Park Plaza Road, it's Sunrise Outfitters, where outdoor dreams take aim.
You're listening to Panther Football on 101.9 The Lake. And what a first half it's been. While the teams regroup, we want to give a big shout out to tonight's game sponsors: Cowboy Chevrolet GMC, Baptist Health, First Arkansas Bank and Trust, FL Davis Ace, Heartland Ford, Our-Care, Ivy Physical Therapy, Red River Auto Group, Cry Like Real Estate, Cowboy Collision and Customs, Bartlett Tire Center, Reed Hutchins Pharmacy, Carti Cancer Center Heber Springs, Sunrise Outfitters, and our dedicated Panther football boosters. And remember, the Heartland Ford Player of the Game will be announced at the end of tonight's broadcast, so keep listening. Plus, catch the halftime reports coming up with Billy Morgan, brought to you by First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Stick around. The second half of Panther football is coming up next on 101.9 The Lake.
Back at halftime, 42-0. Panthers have the lead as the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. And the Panther band is playing right now, but their horns and everything's pointed away from us. So you can see their backs. You're watching on the live stream. We're trying to get the audio up enough to where you can hear, and we'll listen in for just a little bit. Again, they're a long ways from us over there, but let's take a little bit of the Heber Springs band here at the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. Again, the band, you can see them watching them online right now, but again, they're so far away from our mics here on the far side that we really can't pick them up as they are playing to the fans that are on the far side, which is where the Heber Springs fans are sitting, and also the Little Rock Hall fans. They're all sitting on the opposite side from where we are on the home stands. That's the big grandstand, and it is the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. We'll give a Pudge coming up here in a little bit. As you look at the band, you can see them out there on the field right now as they are performing here at halftime. And they brought the band down, the cheer squad's down here as well, and the dance team and supporting the Panthers. First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report with Heber Springs up 42-0. First Arkansas Bank and Trust invites you to experience Cube banking. With the Cube, account holders can cash their check down to the penny, make a deposit, pay your auto loan, and interact with a live local First Arkansas Bank and Trust account representative during extended banking hours. Think of the Cube half ATM, half teller. If you put it all together, then you have the complete banking experience. Cube bank hours are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit any First Arkansas Bank and Trust branch and bank outside the box with the Cube. First Arkansas Bank and Trust, member FDIC. 42-0 Panthers lead at the half as the Heber Springs band continues to play across the way. We'll turn the mics up one more time, see if we can pick them up a little bit better as they pick things up and playing across the way. And we'll listen in for just a few minutes and then get you another break and come back with Pudge and the scoring summary in just a little bit here on the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. We'll listen in here for a couple of minutes. So the Heber Springs band performing here in Little Rock tonight. Panthers have a big lead, 42-0 at halftime. Let's step away. Let's take a 4-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll check in with Pudge Hamilton. He'll tell us about the scoring summary here on the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report in a moment. Panthers up 42-0. At the half, we take a 4-minute timeout from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
First Arkansas Bank and Trust you to experience Cube banking. With Cube, account holders can cash a check down to the penny, make a deposit, pay a loan, and interact with a live local FAB&T account representative during extended banking hours. Think of Cube as half ATM, half teller. Complete banking. The Cube hours are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit any First Arkansas Bank and Trust branch to bank outside the box with Cube, member FDIC.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther Boosters: Heber Springs Discount Tobacco and Atomic Vapor, Los Locos Mexican Restaurant of Heber Springs, McCade Moss with Advanced Insurance Services, Arrows Cafe and Barbecue, Foggy Hollow Gift Co., Precision Auto Clinic, Hometown Consignment, White River Health. Thank you to these Panther Boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Hey, Alexia, what are you doing?
I'm just getting all my school supplies together since they wouldn't let me graduate last year.
Now that you mention it, I need to get the Jammin' Jeep some new tires before taking it on the road to Panther football games.
Well, Billy, I'm glad you mentioned that because my papa and daddy can fix that right away at Bartlett Tire Center.
You know, Alexia, I'm headed that way right now.
Just make sure you call 362-8215 for your appointment today. Bartlett Tire Center, the official tire center for Billy Morgan.
Car ties growing in Heber Springs. We've moved to our new expanded location at 309 Southridge Parkway, right next to Brothers Barbecue. At Car Tie, you'll find trusted medical oncology care, and soon, the addition of urology, advanced imaging, and breast services, all in one convenient cancer center. We're committed to providing leading-edge care when it matters most. Car Tie Cancer Center, Heber Springs, care that's personal, compassionate, and close to home.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours, or just a little too cheap, or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther Boosters: Ed LaShawn State Farm Insurance, Angie's Hideaway, Heber Springs Eye Care, Judy King School of Dance, Law Office of Rebecca Jane Prince,
Southern Pipe Supply, Mobile RV Repair, A1 Heating and Air Company, First Security Bank, Old Town Espresso. Thank you to these Panther Boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Hey everybody, Trip Landers here, sales manager at Steve Landers Cowboy Chevy GMC in Heber Springs. And for over 70 years, the Landers family has been putting dreams in driveways. And I'm living proof of that. If you're looking for a new car or truck to head to in that next Panther game, stop in and see us at Cowboy. We treat you like family because you are to us. From the first test drive to the final handshake, we're here with top-notch service, honest deals, and some of that hometown touch you can't find anywhere else. Come experience the Cowboy way today. We'll see you at Cowboy.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther football boosters: Lake Country Auto Sales, Happy Hanger Dry Cleaners, Pit Stop Express Lube, Price Health and Spa, Remax Advantage Heber Springs, Jitterbug Coffee House, Allen Furniture, Hopper Termite and Pest Management, Eagle Bank, Renew Church. Thank you to these Panther boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Back at halftime, First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. Inside the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth, Billy Morgan, Pudge Hamilton, Keith Parrish. Glad to have him with us for his first year with us on the broadcast. Our studio engineer and Billy Smallwood, our director on video, and our the camera operator up top. Riley Mays does a great job on the road games for us. She's directing the home games. And then Jeffrey James has the camera down the field for us here tonight. Pudge Hamilton, you have a very, very extensive scoring summary here at the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. Hit us with it.
Well, it all started off with the opening kickoff, Billy. Aiden Isom ran the kickoff back 64 yards for the first Panther score with 11:46 left to go. 2-point conversion, put them up 8-0 at that time. Eli Buffalo came back. Just shy, or a little over 3 minutes later, ran a 2-yard scan in the end zone. Conventional extra point was good. That put the Panthers up 15-0 at that point with 8:10 left to go in the first quarter. And then Tubbs hit Seth Dudek for a 34-yard touchdown pass, 5:43 left to go in the first quarter. Extra point was no good. Panthers led 21-0 at that time. Aiden Isom then scampered in from 4 yards with 1:10 left to go in the first quarter. PAT was good. Panthers led 28-0. Start the second quarter. Aiden Isom once again with a 10-yard scamper. 11:09 left to go in the quarter. Extra point was good. Panthers lead 35-0. Then once again, Aiden Isom, 2-yard scamper with 3:54 left to go. Before the half, extra point was good. They put the Panthers up 42-0.
And that's where we stand at halftime as the Panthers have the lead 42-0, 5 minutes or so before we get started in the second half. And First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. Let's take another break right here. We'll take a 4-minute break. Panthers have a 42-0 lead at halftime. And we'll also come back and I'll give you one score before we do that, before we take the break. And looking at that, as Steve Castleberry passing a few scores along to us, and Lono, because who we'll see next week, and they're having their way with CAC. They're up 27-0, and a big lead there in the second quarter of that game, as we'll see Lono next week, and that'll have huge implications, and whoever wins that one probably is going to win a conference championship next week, and that'll be a fun one to be a part of, and make sure you bring friends to the game next week and be a part of the game next week. 4 minutes or so, we'll get started the second half. Right now, let's take a 4-minute break from Little Rock. Panthers have a 42-0 lead. That'll wrap it up for the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. Second half coming up in 4 minutes on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther Boosters: Brent Brainerd State Farm Insurance, Zeke and Lizzie's Seafood and Steakhouse, Trailhead Wills, North Arkansas Tire, Arkansas Bouncy Bros, Cash Saver of Heber Springs, Verona's Italian Restaurant, Eagle Pest Management, Angie Collins with Shelter Insurance. Thank you to these Panther Boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Hi, this is Spence at Reed Hutchins Pharmacy in downtown Heber Springs. Do you or a loved one need help managing medications? We have a safe and convenient medication packaging solution that can help. Our compliance packaging eliminates the need to create your own pill box, has detachable individual packs, and is color-coded. We also offer convenient drive-through and home or work delivery. We strive to provide comfort and safety in fulfilling your pharmacy needs. Stop by or give us a call at 501-270-8888.
The team at Heartland Ford lives for Friday nights and Panther football. That's why Heartland Ford is proud to present the player of the game. Whether it's throwing it deep, running the ball, or coming up with the big defensive play, each game, a player gives his best out on the field. At Heartland Ford, they give you their best day in and day out with excellent products, outstanding service, and a dedicated team. Visit their website, heartlandford.com, or stop by the dealership located next to Pizza Hut in Heber Springs.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther football boosters: Brothers Barbecue, Jagged Edge Fitness, Carissa Clemens with First Trust Home Loans, LT Davis Flooring Company, Julian Heat and Air, Laketown Wellness, Southridge Village Nursing and Rehab, Olmsted Funeral Home, Centennial Bank of Heber Springs. Thank you to these Panther boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Our Care Clinics are your hometown source for primary medical care. Our doctors, nurses, and counselors can help patients of all ages with anything from common colds and immunizations to depression, anxiety, and chronic diseases. Our network includes both home delivery and local pharmacies to fulfill your prescriptions. If you don't have insurance, it's okay. We can help with that too. And no one is turned away. With more than 90 locations in Arkansas, there's a good chance we're in your hometown. Look us up at ourcare.net.
Looking for the ultimate outdoor gear headquarters? Come see Sunrise Outfitters in Searcy. With over 2,000 firearms in stock, plus top-notch gear for hunting, fishing, and everything outdoors, they've got it all under one roof. They'll price match, give you 5% customer rewards, and honor our military and first responders with an extra 5% discount. Conveniently located off Exit 45 in Searcy at 3207 East Park Plaza Road, it's Sunrise
Sunrise Outfitters, where outdoor dreams take aim.
When you begin your real estate search, you're not just looking for a house, you're looking for a home. I'm Boyd Anderson with Krylak Brock Real Estate. More than a physical structure, your home is that special place that belongs to you. When you're ready to buy your new home, turn to a trusted real estate professional to guide you through the process. The agents at Krylak Brock Real Estate have sold literally thousands of homes. We would love to help anytime you have questions about real estate. Krylak Brock Real Estate. Find your perfect home at brockre.com.
First Arkansas Bank and Trust invites you to experience Cube Banking. With Cube, account holders can cash a check down to the penny, make a deposit, pay a loan, and interact with a live local FAB&T account representative during extended banking hours. Think of Cube as half ATM, half teller. Complete banking. The Cube hours are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit any First Arkansas Bank and Trust branch to bank outside the box with Cube. Member FDIC.
All right, First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report is over. We start the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third quarter. Panthers saw Hall win the Hopper Termite and Pest Management coin toss, and then Hall deferred the option of the second half. So they're going to get the football to begin the second half. And Lance, you're in a situation in which obviously you have an opportunity maybe to see some of the younger guys play here in the second half, and you want to get home healthy.
That's right. You want to get everybody home healthy, but you also want to see what some of these younger guys can do in a game time situation instead of against, your own guys. And some of them are going to be impressive, and, some of them are still going to need some work, but that's just high school football.
So here is the Red River Boating second half kickoff, and Little Rock Hall is going to take over. And did that go out of bounds?
Yes.
Pudge, okay. So Cowboy Chevrolet GMC flag on the play.
So the clock still hadn't started.
It'll run the entire second half, and Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third. Panthers 42 first half points. Well on their way to 4 straight wins. And then back home for 2 games.
That's right.
So now the second half does begin with Hall shotgun now for the Warriors. Alex Austin takes a snap, rolls to the left, pitch out to the left side. It was almost forward and forced out of bounds on the far side. And good pursuit by Jerry Grammer.
I thought that was Dylan Strickland.
Well, Grammer was the one I saw at the angle. Number 11, Strickland was there also.
I was talking about on the quarterback.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no, I was talking about the tackle.
No, I was watching 34 chase the quarterback.
Yeah, and it was kind of an awkward toss.
It was.
Yeah. Forced that, but that's a first down. Cowboy Chevrolet GMC first down for Hall up to the 45-yard line, 11:15 left. Here in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third. Open field is to the right. Man in motion, that's Carter. And now they take the snap. They'll throw it here on first down. Throwing near side, complete at the 48. And then the tackle immediately by
Colin
Douglas into the boundary after the completion there to Chris Dennis. So it's at the 48-yard line, second down. And about 8 after a 2-yard gain, 10:37 and counting. Panther cheerleaders are here. Band is here. Dance team is here. A lot of parents are here as well. Ball is on the right hash at the 48-yard line. Alex Austin in shotgun takes the snap, rolls left, being chased, throws, and this is incomplete. It was broken up by Jeremiah Sanders. So now it's third down and 8, 9:53 remaining. We've seen so many talented Lone Oak teams over the years. We saw the Panthers beat a talented Lone Oak team last year down at Lone Oak.
Yeah.
And in that series, I really, get Philip Seaton to probably crunch the numbers down, but it feels like the road team
has the better.
Yeah, it feels like they've done better.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the Panthers win a lot of games down at Lone Oak.
Absolutely.
Open field is to the left. And now on third down, looking now, going to run the football forward. Austin runs it to the 47 of Heber Springs. Panthers really pursued to it in a hurry. And Kurt Zorns on the tackle along with Walker Robinson. Now it's fourth down and a couple with 8:55 left here in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third.
Well, maybe we can get a stop here and get the ball back. Timeout.
Now they want to stop the clock. So there is a McDonald's timeout charged to Little Rock Hall with 8:41 remaining in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third. So let's step away from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth. 4:30 seconds. Panthers lead 42-0 on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Does your pain stop you from living your life? Go see the great staff at Ivy Physical Therapy on South 7th Street in Heber Springs. They provide a variety of treatments to improve the quality of your life, including strength and balance training, pain reduction, and improving neuropathy. They also have a 24-hour gym available free to active patients or for membership to the public. Choose Ivy Physical Therapy for your physical and speech therapy services. Ivy Physical Therapy proudly supports all of the Lake area community.
So 8:41 left here in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third. Panthers at 42-0. Reed Hutchins Pharmacy provides personalized pharmaceutical care to the Greers Ferry Lake area. They offer vaccines, compounding, individualized prescription packaging, and more. Take advantage of their convenient drive-through or free delivery in the Heber Springs area. Go Panthers from Spence, Blake, and everyone at Reed Hutchins Pharmacy. So fourth down and a couple. And now toss to the right side, and Little Rock Hall's not going to get the first down. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Panthers really crashed in, and nothing but white jerseys all around that. Zorns was in there again. Lowell Smith. And now the Panther offense will take over at the 46-yard line with just 8:15 and counting here in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third. So the defense did what they wanted to right there.
They did.
Gave up just the one first down, that's it. So now it's the Panther offense will come out, and we're going to see Landon Peterson run this offense. And then at center, Jackson Dowes. He snaps it. And now Peterson rolls to the right, fires, and a sliding attempt at a catch, but it's incomplete. Intended for Owen Norton. Jaden Dorsett is in the game up front. Kurt Zorns also in the game up front. And
Peter Shapler.
Clinton Oregon. And who was the other one? Peter Slapper.
Peter Slapper.
Yep. Is in. That's the guys up front with Jackson Dowes at center.
John Wilson in the backfield with Peterson.
So now Peterson claps his hands it off to Wilson to the right side, chucks a tackle, and then moves it up to the 48-yard line. So he's going to get a yard. There's a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag down. Give him 2 yards on the play. There are 2 flags. I don't know if they're for the same reason or not.
No, the one in the back came in late.
Javion Williams was down. He's up for Hall, so we'll check the Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flags. Panthers spent a lot of time in the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
So offsetting penalties. Okay. So they'll take it back, and it is as if that play never happened.
And it's second down.
It's
I know the scoreboard says
second.
first.
You don't look at the scoreboard. It's been I don't think it's been updated all night on the downs. Second down and 10 for the Panthers. And now Peterson in shotgun, pistol formation, takes a snap, play fake, throws it right side. This is complete. And across midfield, the 45, 40, stiff arm. Cowboys Chevrolet first down. The Cowboys Chevrolet GMC penalty flag at the 37-yard line. Owen Norton on the reception. And this is a hold, so that's coming back. So that'll cost the Panthers the first down. Cowboys Chevrolet GMC penalty flag. 5.5 left from Scott Field.
Well, it's been I know there's been some penalties, but there hasn't been any gregarious penalties that you would normally see at this point. As a matter of fact, on that last fourth down play, the Mills guy that ran the football, he jumped up and grabbed the kid that tackled him and patted him on the head,
Right. So now, second down and long. And now Peterson throws near side. This is complete at the 45 midfield, 45-yard line. It's a Cowboys Chevrolet GMC first down. A great move by Landon Brown, who runs up the sideline and across midfield to the 42-yard line. And a Cowboys Chevrolet GMC first down.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna need everybody down the stretch.
You are.
And
that's
Brown getting healthy. And you talked about not only keeping everybody healthy, but these young guys getting their opportunities tonight.
Getting some of these guys in and giving them some really good game time, because you never know what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks when you might have to have some of those guys in there. So they're getting some good game time experience right now. 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Peterson rolls to the right, pressure after him. He fires. This is complete at the 35-yard line, down to the 34-yard line. And Walker Robinson on the reception. And he's going to pick up 8 yards, and now it's second down. So a good pass.
And good catch.
And second down and 2 here at Scott Field here in Little Rock. Little Rock Hall, we won't be here next year.
No, unfortunate situation for those guys.
So now open field is to the left, and now pass over the middle, complete inside the 20-yard line, down to the 15, and a quick slant and a good pass to Keelan Douglas from Landon Peterson, and the Panthers, a Cowboys Chevrolet GMC first down, and they've entered the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone.
That was a nice throw and catch right there from Peterson to Douglas.
This old stadium, you would imagine, could tell a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah. Well, you just think back how many, and I'm assuming it was there then, back in the day they used to play a Thanksgiving Day game here between Hall and Central, I believe.
Is that where it was at?
Well,
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Maybe that was at Quigley.
It might have been at Quigley.
Yeah. But, yeah, a lot of tradition at this old field. There's an injured player, and that's why we have the pause. And since we have that and we need to take some breaks, let's go ahead and take a break. It's an injured Little Rock Hall player that is down. So let's take a 30-second timeout. 2:59 left here in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third. 30-second break. From Little Rock, Panthers lead 42-0 on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Hey, this is Wade from F.L. Davis. Think of F.L. Davis Ace Home Center when you have a project you need to complete. F.L. Davis has been Cleveland County's local hardware store since 1960. The staff at FL's can get you the right supplies you need for any size project you have planned. FL's also offers a variety of home furnishings and gifts. Shop F.L. Davis for lumber, electrical, plumbing, home goods, and so much more. Make your local F.L. Davis Ace your first stop shop for all your home and building needs. Located in Greers Ferry, Heber Springs, and Sherwood.
Snap comes to Peterson. Now Peterson fires over the middle, and this is incomplete. It was almost picked off, but it is incomplete just outside the goal line. So now it's second down. Panthers are in the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone with 2:37 and counting left here in the third quarter.
And he looks like he's got some poise back there in the pocket.
John Wilson to the right of Peterson. Now Peterson claps his hands it off to Wilson. Wilson trying to find some running room, not much. He's going to get to the 15-yard line. Then he's going to be shoved backwards and pushed back by Raekwon Banks. So now it's third down and 9. With open field to the left. Panthers, this group, they'd love to punch one in.
Absolutely. These fellas would get a big kick out of that.
Open field is to the left. Now shotgun formation, man running from left to right. And now here's Peterson rolling to the left. Peterson throwing for the end zone. It is caught. Was he in bounds? No signal. There
Yep.
it is. Late signal, touchdown Panthers.
That was Owen Norton, wasn't it? Number 3?
Yep. Is that who went and got it? Yeah, Norton.
Yeah.
So into the near side, Owen Norton, a sophomore. And the Panthers do get 6 on this drive. And now with 1:04 and counting in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third, they put 6 on the board after they got inside the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone again. So now,
boy, his daddy probably just jumped straight up about 10 feet.
extra point try from Golden Tate. Placement down, and the kick is up, and it is good. So 39 seconds left here in the Reed Hutchins Pharmacy third. Let's take a 60-second timeout on your hometown station. Panthers up 49-0, 101.9 The Lake.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these Panther boosters: Heber Springs Discount Tobacco and Atomic Vapor, Los Locos Mexican Restaurant of Heber Springs, McCabe Moss with Advanced Insurance Services, Arrows Cafe and Barbecue, Foggy Hollow Gift Co., Precision Auto Clinic, Hometown Consignment, White River Health. Thank you to these Panther boosters for sponsoring tonight's football game.
Don't let those pesky fender benders throw you off course. Cowboys got you covered with our top-notch collision center. Conveniently located at 660 Heber Springs Road, Cowboy Collision is a full-service body shop offering paint, dent repair, and collision repair for your vehicle. Need a loaner while we work our magic? No problem. We'll keep you rolling while we get your ride back on the trail. For a free estimate, stop by Cowboy Collision or call 501-362-0219. See you at Cowboy.
So fourth quarter, we go into that because we only had 30-some seconds when we went to the break, and the clock ran out. So we start the Super Splash Car Wash fourth quarter, and the Panthers ready for the Red River Boating kickoff. It is a line drive kick that is going to go to bounds. So that's a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag. So now it's going to be Little Rock Hall with another drive right here. Defense, they've been stingy. They'd love to pitch a shutout tonight and have some momentum going into that game next week.
Well, if they keep playing the way they have been the last couple of quarters, they'll be able to hold that. Where's Hall taking over from, the 35?
They'll start this drive right there. So it's now first down with open field to the right. And now, have they changed quarterbacks? No, they have not.
No.
This is still Alex Austin. Toss right side, trying to get outside. Turns the corner at the 35-yard line, and the Panthers force him out of bounds on the far side. And that's Jeremiah Sanders, who's playing hard and chased Chris Dennis out of bounds. Clinton leads Dover 28-0. Oh, what a wild game. Clinton and Atkins last week. Not Atkins, Clinton and Dardanelle.
And last time I saw, Dardanelle was actually getting beat 21-7.
Tonight?
Yeah, by Lamar.
Where's that game at?
I think it's at Dardanelle.
Open field left, second down, 6 after a 4-yard gain there. 10:50 and counting. Here in the Super Splash Car Wash, fourth low snap. It's loose on the turf. It's picked up by Hall. And now still trying to get outside, but there are just Panther jerseys everywhere. White jerseys all around it. And they force it out of bounds on the far boundary. And so it's a loss on the play. That's J.R. Maupin, sophomore, getting in on the play. And Troy West, 10:15 and counting here in the Super Splash Car Wash fourth. You know what Tobe did today?
No, what did he do?
Went through
he went to the
Splash
car
Car
wash?
Wash, yeah. It's a Friday. Football at the 32-yard line. Open field is to the left. 9:59 left. Third down, 12. And now they take the snaps, a low snap, rolling to the left. This is Austin. Austin is going to be chased down at the 30-yard line. And he's chased down by Lowell Smith. And so now it's fourth down and long now. 4th and 14. Punting unit is coming out. Don't forget to sign up at Super Splash Car Wash for their monthly car wash membership. Get unlimited basic washes for as low as $22 a month. Other packages are available. Sign up today at the pay station or visit with a Super Splash attendant on duty. Go Panthers from the Super Splash Car Wash crew. So now the punting unit on with 9 minutes left. High snap. And the punt is a low line drive punt. It's going to hit, it's going to roll, and it's going to be picked up by Jeremiah Sanders. And now Sanders goes up the sideline, tackled at the 49 of Hall. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. 8:38 left in the Super Splash Car Wash fourth. We pause for 30 seconds on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Does your pain stop you from living your life? Go see the great staff at Ivy Physical Therapy on South 7th Street in Heber Springs. They provide a variety of treatments to improve the quality of your life, including strength and balance training, pain reduction, and improving neuropathy. They also have a 24-hour gym available free to active patients or for membership to the public. Choose Ivy Physical Therapy for your physical and speech therapy services. Ivy Physical Therapy proudly supports all of the Lake area community.
Panthers take over right at midfield. Peterson rolls to the right, fires, and it's incomplete at the 34-yard line, intended for Owen Norton. Billy Morgan, Lance Hamilton inside the very cool Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth tonight. I've shut down 2 of the air conditioners in here. There's still one running. It's cold in here, Pudge.
Fine, man.
Yeah, maybe for you. But I'm okay. I've got the sleeves on. Hopefully we're in some cold booths in November. This team would like to make a run in the playoffs.
Right.
Second down and 10, that whistles.
Well, you know, if you're able to take care of business next week, that's going to set up for at least one. Well, I shouldn't say that. With this win tonight, you're almost guaranteed one game in the playoffs, but if you win next week, you're pretty much guaranteed a home game.
Yeah. Cowboys Chevrolet penalty flag is against the Panthers. False start. Yeah, then once you get in the playoffs, you can't guarantee how many you'll get at home because you have to win. You win, then maybe you get another one, then another one, but you got to keep winning. Second down and 15 for the Panthers. Hand it off up the middle, running room, 45, 40, coming near side, 30, inside the 25-yard line, down to the 21-yard line, and a good strong run there from John Wilson. He's a senior, and 6 1/4 left here in the Super Splash Car Wash fourth quarter, and take it down just outside the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone.
That's a nice run by Wilson.
Keelan Douglas is the receiver to the left. And now Peterson claps his hands, hands it off to Wilson. Wilson makes one miss, makes two miss, gets it down to the 15-yard line. And before he stopped, and now it's second down, and the Panthers have entered the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone. If you're just joining us, led 42-0 at half.
Yeah,
now, timeout. Officials timeout. There's a Hall player that's down, so let's take a break. 5:35 left. McDonald's timeout on the field. Fourth quarter, Panthers lead 49-0. We take a 30-second timeout on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Hi, this is Spence at Reed Hutchins Pharmacy in downtown Heber Springs. Do you or a loved one need help managing medications? We have a safe and convenient medication packaging solution that can help. Our compliance packaging eliminates the need to create your own pill box, has detachable individual packs, and is color-coded. We also offer convenient drive-through and home or work delivery. We strive to provide comfort and safety in fulfilling your pharmacy needs. Stop by or give us a call at 501-270-8888.
.535 remaining here in the Super Splash Car Wash fourth quarter. Billy Morgan, Lance Hamilton, Keith Parrish, Billy Smallwood, Riley Mays, and Jeffrey James on the road tonight in Little Rock. The injured player, Pudge, it's good to see that he's able to go to the sideline.
Yes.
Billy Smallwood tells me Lamar leads Dardanelle 21-13 in the third quarter.
Well, so Dardanelle scored.
So now open field is to the left. Peterson claps his hands, takes the snap, now fires over the middle, now whistles before that play ever started. So there's a Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag down.
Somebody got a little antsy.
False start penalty against the Panthers.
Tried to get going a little early.
We've had a lot of whistles tonight.
Well,
yeah, Dardanelle, that game is at Lamar, Kenny
is
Sanders says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill, your third mic is picking up that band really good.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, is that our band?
I'm not sure. I see that one over there.
Well, we
playing.
couldn't hear them at half because they were facing away from us. They were playing to the home side. Peterson throws to the left side, incomplete. Intended for Owen Norton. For the band, we tried to take their performance at halftime, but again, they were so far away from us, and the horns pointed the other way. We could not. Took as much as we could of it on the First Arkansas Bank and Trust halftime report. And I think right now both bands are playing, Lance, so you can hear them.
That's what it looks like.
4:30 left. And the Panthers up 49-0. See if they can put 50 on the board. It is third down, though. It's 3rd and 10. And now
bad snap.
Down covering the football up is Landon Peterson. Panthers had entered the Jet Fast Marine consignment red zone, but now they're just outside of it. And so now it's 4th down and about 13-14, and just 4 minutes remaining. I don't know if we've ever done a game, Lance, where there have been no one in the stands on the side that we're in, ever.
No, I don't think that we have.
During that bad thing that happened in 2020, I sat at some college games all by myself. Now back to throw, and now Peterson's going to throw for the end zone, and this is caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. What a catch by Keelan Douglas. He just took it away from everybody.
Great concentration on his part. He was double covered.
Yeah. And so the Panthers, that's Landon Peterson's second touchdown pass. And Keelan Douglas, we were talking about the young guys getting to play, getting in there, getting some time, and he said, hey, this is my chance. I want a touchdown. He's a sophomore, and he gets one. So now 55-0 Panthers, just 3 minutes left here in the Super Splash Car Wash fourth. And now the extra point try, Golden Tate. And now Cowboy Chevrolet penalty flag. Panthers false start before the snap. Yeah, I don't remember a high school game where we've ever sat where we had nobody in the stands. I do remember some where we sat where we had
a few.
Yeah, but I'm talking about during that bad time that I didn't like in 2020, where I did I did basketball games. I did college basketball games where there was nobody in the stands, just the broadcasters, and you had to wear a mask even. 2:15 left here in the fourth, but I don't remember being in a football game where there's nobody in the stands. On the side that we're sitting, there are fans here, but they're all on the opposite side from where we are. Placement down, here's the extra point try. Back it up 5 yards, and Golden Tate knocks it through from 25 yards. And now it's 56-0 Panthers. This might be our last timeout, so let's take a quick 30-second timeout. 56-0 Panthers lead as we step away from the Bartlett Tire Center broadcast booth. 30-second timeout on your hometown station, 101.9 The Lake.
Facing cancer care is difficult. Your care shouldn't be. Introducing the new Baptist Health Cancer Center in Heber Springs. We provide comprehensive, state-of-the-art cancer care from diagnosis to chemotherapy and infusion services. Our compassionate team offers expert support close to you. Experienced specialists close to home cancer care. Call Baptist Health Cancer Center in Heber Springs today at 501-887-3954. That's 501-887-3954. Or learn more at baptist-health.com. Baptist Health, for you for life.
Here's the Red River Boating kickoff. And did this one go out of bounds, Lance? It was on the near boundary. Yep, it did. So Cowboy Chevrolet GMC penalty flag. Just 53 seconds. That's all we have left in this football game. So
they'll probably run a play.
And that'll probably be the extent of it. The Panthers are almost did what you told me not to do. Almost opened the window.
You were trying to,
yeah. I was trying to let the wall spin. 27 seconds left. Might be our final play right here. And now Hall will run one play. At Panthers chasing the quarterback around the right end. And across the 40, 45. He'll step out of bounds on the far side, but the clock's going to run out. They will not snap it again. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And the Panthers are going to get their fourth win on the year. And last, now they've won 4 in conference play and 4 in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good streak to be on at this time of year.
Yeah, they put themselves in position now to play for a conference. And they're doing the things that they had to do, which is take care of business, and they're doing that and did that here on the road here tonight as they get the victory here tonight in Little Rock. And we'll tell you about the Heartland Ford player of the game coming up here in just a second as the Panthers are victorious. And Heartland Ford is proud to bring you the Built Ford Tough Player of the Game. Each week, a player is chosen to be honored for their accomplishments. Heartland Ford believes that hard work, dedication, and the drive to give it your all in every aspect, from preparation to play, is why they take time to honor these individuals. And this week's Built Ford Tough Player of the Game, Lance.
I think this week we're going to give it to Aiden Isom, Billy. He led the football game off with a 64-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and then he added 3 more touchdowns later on in the first half, and that put the Panthers in a good spot and propelled them on up to that 42 to, was it 35 or 42 to nothing to halftime? It was 42, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the score wound up 56-0 was the final score. So the Panthers do win it here tonight, 56-0, and then we'll be at home next week. And that'll be a big one, Lance. Took care of business here tonight on the road, and now the Lone Oak game is going to be exactly what we thought it would be. After the win at Mills, you thought you put yourself in a position to have that be a really big game.
Well, they did put themselves in a position, and now they put one foot into that, and now they just got to follow it up with the rear foot and just go forward from there. Like you said, whoever wins next week in Heber Springs is going to be the 2A conference champion.
Yeah, your Sand Lizards are coming back. They're 2-1 against Lamar. It's 21-20 now. Lamar leads it. That game's in the fourth quarter. And Steve Castleberry, we appreciate him for being with us tonight and giving us scores as well as we've looked at those tonight also. Thanks to our entire crew, Steve Castleberry, also for Riley Mays and Jeffrey James, Billy Smallwood directing on video, and our studio engineer Keith Parrish being with us tonight. Panthers a victory tonight, 56-0. Congratulations again to Aiden Isom. And Tex, congratulations from the entire Heartland Ford team. He is our Built Ford Tough player of the game. Panthers win it tonight, 56-0. That is the final score. They're 4-3 and 4-0 in conference play. And be at Panther Stadium next week when Panthers play Lone Oak. So for my partner, Lance Hamilton, this is Billy Morgan saying thanks for listening and so long